Mushi doing a decent amount of damage to that aggressive. The Borislow comes through. He has no infest. He has the armlet toggle. Needs to be careful. The Spirit Siphon coming out. The glimpse back onto aggressive. Gets him back in there. They get the Grave off in time though. The open wounds will come through. They have the kinetic shield. There's the black hole. From the low ground. On to 3. Seconds less than 1. Are going to get chewed down. 3 dead. Mushi gets a double kill. DJ, are you kidding me? From the low ground.
DJ, God, the crowd here just goes insane as he hits the black hole of his life. And likely could just give this one up. The vision advantage with the Hawk does help. But nope, they're ready. They've actually got a smoke. They can bypass the Hawk with this, but
there's no way they take this in time. Fnatic need to get out. Mushi is going to be stunned by the boulder smash. They're going to come through. Showit looking for Ravage. Can't find it. Mushi pops the BKB early. Aggressive blinks in. Pops the Rage as well. Still has his BKB ready to go. They really want to contest this and take it down as quickly as possible. They get the refresher for Ohio. It's coming out. Double Roar is ready. Can they find a kill off of this? Maybe he's walking up with the Silver Edge. Ohio's going to get caught first. Ravage catches onto 2. Black Hole counter initiation. Static Storm on top. Aggressive is low. They get up to Static Storm. Showit pops the refresher. It's not enough. Maybe he's getting chewed through by mid 1. They get up the Roar. They'll lose 2. They'll lose 3. They buy back on the Tide. He's got another Ravage. They have no buyback on Maybe. What an initiation from DJ.
Secures another kill, and Tongfu is going to continue to push. They're not done. Mech still hasn't even been used. There's a hook. How? Brought all the way back to the base. Cleaned up by the fountain. And waddles his way back to the front lines.
Well, like I said, it does waste time, but they kind of need it. I mean, they need to be able to just eliminate somebody from the fight, very similar to what Mu can do for Tongfu. So if he had been a little bit farther up, he would have been able to throw the hook, but the thing is there was a range creep in the way. There it is, yep.
Banana going for a ride on the Dindy Express. Welcome to the well. Aegis goes to Tongfu. And now charging back out. Dindy going to be spotted, and he doomed the Chen. That's a much better choice. Oh, he got him. He got him. Not going to follow it all the way because we got a battle to watch with Puppy. Trying to get away from it, going to be telekinesed back. And they will be able to get him as well. There you so a 1-for-1 trade. And wow, Hal is still alive down there. Engagement breakout as Kuro. Oh, there we go. The hook, got him. Zhan Xing taking the long ride to Shanghai. Welcome home. Navi down. Can you say Mega Creeps? Navi, he got him. One more. This is what you call one for the road.
Man, I can't.
The game for IG. Who leads the way? I believe it should be Zoe. They're gonna cut for the shorter path. They storm up the river. Patience from Zoe. Waiting in the wings. Navi's about to be caught. Oh, there's the sleep. The surge. He catches everyone. Oh, this could be a total disaster. Vacuum in. Ravage on everyone. The black hole as well. Light of heaven. Turns it around. Ravage as well. Stolen by Dendy. Are you kidding me? They turn it around. 4 heroes dead. 5
heroes dead. Chuan trying to survive. Chuan's gonna go down. Puppy talked about the Naga counter. It's Light of Heaven with his BKB. They turn it around. I don't even know how they're gonna do it. Standing ovation from the crowd. The last tower will be going down.
Hard to fight with that global and just try to blow up and get on top of that Zeus right away. Get into that backline. I mean, the Rubik and the Zeus are really starting to be quite an issue for them.
Chalice is in with the opener, straight in with the lasso. The tower will fall, but they'll drag back the Ember Spirit into the torrent. Cut him down with the Tidebringer. He's dead once, but on the side, they find Arme. Arme's dead for 60. Still alive at the moment. And all the use!
Echo gets
the dodge! Anna up into the end, dodging the Echo Slam. Somnus, he's trapped here in the Sprout. OG, they'll slowly punch down the Kuka. The stolen Vision Jerax sets up onto FY. OG!
But this PL will continue just to BT split push this game out, get more and more money. And that, for me, is still the biggest problem for Evil Geniuses. Where do you go with this? Fear needs to have that damage-dealing item. But in order to do so, he's got to drop either his TP scroll or sell the Ring of Aquila. And Samel, blink, Dragon Tail stun. Garda's going to be here with the hook shot as well. Laguna fights Samel. The Cogs Burn bought them a little bit of extra time. And with Samel down and no buyback, Roshan is a very, very juicy target here for CDEC.
Yeah, EG are going to know they're going for it, though. First of all, it would be pretty obvious from the lane situation, but they also have a good ward around the river area to see. CDC are moving in there now. I don't think EG are interested in contesting this 4-on-5, but maybe they can delay it long enough for it to be a 5-on-5 if they Ice Blast and Fissure properly. There is no hook shot.
They're all together. PPD, here comes the Ice Blast, ready for the dodge! In from Universe! It's a disaster! CDC! They're going to get wiped from the face of the earth, apart from aggressive. He'll jump out, but the wombo combo perfectly hits from Evil Geniuses, and now they will take Roshan. Samael is back, they'll get the egg into the Immortal. OG right behind Ame, gets the jump, finds the Pugner. Vision will not find a stun. Pugner with no buyback. OG, they were really playing with fire. The Hex down the Terrorblade. Spectral Haunt looking for the front line attack, but that's why Somnus goes into the back line. The BKB, they're into the back line. Shaker, he's bouncing around. Hawk shot, she stuns on the way through. ES is gone, no buybacks available. Have LGD done it? They're holding Anna, hold him in place. Chalice will find the damage, F5 will die for it. No, really? Anna is actually running away, but it won't stop Ame from blinking up, looking for the tier 3 tower. 2 players left alive for OG. They're the big ones, however. Thompson and Anna on the defense duty. Fortification. It's delayed as much as they possibly can. And now the jump out. Hex, the boy in the bubble. Thompson able to be protected once again. Chalice very, very low on mana. They have a lot, but Ame, he'll change the life with Anna. Thompson needs to be pushed away. Able to do so. FY jumps onto the illusion only, so the hookshot won't be able to connect. But Anna, he needs to retreat. There's so much damage. Anna down. Buyback is available. They still have not taken the mid racks. OG are just trying to delay LGD for the moment. 5 heroes around. The bubble is there, protecting the melee racks. Anna, Sunder! Once again, the Sunder switches to life. Army's back up to full health, but the damage from Thompson, it's good enough to kill off the bait. Buyback is there. Somnus leads forward. They just keep bunching them around, but they're still battling from inside the bubble. Pugner will come to the world living LGD. They're going for the GG push. They're going up to the tier 4 towers. OG, they have to hold the line. They have the numbers. 7 from the side with the Dagon Army, but no! Sunder is back up. It is there. Chalice will fall. They lose the Enchantress. FY pushing around Anna. He's so low. Can they get the die back on him? You bet your Nelly they can. Arme still very, very low. The blast will kill him off. But buyback. LGD want this now. LGD, or can they? Backing up? No, they're not. Terrorblade. BT's forward. The ball is up. Thompson needs to defend. X-Nova very visible. You've got a very, very low life Marana. But OG, they can't find the target. X-Nova, he's got the grip. He's got the control. He's got the kill. Thompson is down, but ES is up. Where the Echo slam. Oh, there it is. Forward. There's your slam. There's the dunk. There's the play. Jirax, the savior of OG.
1,500 gold. He actually is going to go straight into the pipe here, opting to tank up even more.
Rolling boulder from Zep misses again, but there's the Infest Bomb, and this time Ohio's in trouble. Roar will come out, they have the Magnetize, they get off the silence as well, and Ohio will get right-click down. The Exorcism will go from Mushi, doing a decent amount of damage to that aggressive. The Borslow comes through, he has no Infest, he has the arm.
Radiance turn to ban. Ten seconds remain. It is Dire's ban. Seconds. 5 seconds. Radiant must choose. Dire must choose.
Oh my god, where are you? Back here. Clear. Fish cap. Hey, kitty. Bye, cat. Come on.
10 seconds.
Cutie, cutie, cutie.
5 seconds remain. Dire's turn to pick.
Faceless Void.
Alright, you both ready?
Ready? Remain.
Ready to go live.
5 seconds.
What up, guys? We back. It's your boys, Discount Johnny Bravo, and guy who goes for the low budget, low effort look that probably takes more time than actually any person who puts a medium to high budget effort into how they dress. That one's you. Yeah, you know, I've seen that. Like, there's loads of people that have this whole thing where, like the messy hair look, right? Where they like scrub it for an hour to get the right look.
I don't know. I think maybe I was there at some point. Now I'm sort of the.
I've given
ornate hair. Yeah, I sort of given up. I'm told for it.
You just start and you go, what's the point? There's no point in this. I'm gonna do this for a whole goddamn hour and be exactly where.
It is what it is, you know. You just gotta accept it, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I sit there and I go, I'm just gonna go, and I'll be fine. Because like the amount of time I'm wasting on this, that I could have drinking Monster. Or watching Dota.
Watching Dota. It's like a better use of your time.
It does. What am I gonna do with this? How's this reinvestment? How is this helping me? Oh, that's right. Oh crap. That's true. That I should probably know what I'm talking about.
Pay some food.
I mean, like, can't you just live off the generosity of the community and the sustenance of
kind strangers?
Yeah.
You could probably try it.
I mean, I don't know about like getting any candy from strangers. I wouldn't advise that.
I don't know. Like, what about some like dairy products?
Dairy products.
Yeah. Like, I mean, let's say cheese.
If someone's trying to jack you and get you in a van of dairy products, like.
But like, what if someone just like their dying wish, you know, and then they like give you like a block of cheese. What would you do?
They left you cheese. Like, is this?
Yeah. I mean, like a block. Like, what if they were like, like, let's say it was like a big, like, kind of, a big like dude. Like he was kind of like made of.
Oh, okay, big dude. I thought you were going for like a big investment of cheese. I was like, what?
No. It's like this big guy who's just standing around a cave all day. Dies. He just gives you cheese.
I mean, do I really know where the cheese has been? Do I know where he has been? Like, there's many variables there. Okay,
No, I mean he's been standing in that cave for. That's all he does basically.
You know, okay. I feel like you're just reinforcing, and this is coming from someone who has been called either incompetent or incapable many. I think you're just reinforcing that statement that players don't know how to look after themselves.
I mean, you do know what I'm saying here, right?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I'm not gonna. No, I'm just gonna use this against you.
10 seconds.
I mean,
also,
I just feel like.
Also, like,
what if that cheese could be used to restore your health?
Here's the problem with your comparison, right? You've just described isn't exactly how it goes down. When people go and they see this stranger in the cavern, right, in the cave, you've done what we call a statement that is not meant to incriminate. You're missing out some key details, like how did that person die? Like that.
Maybe it was like a bunch of other guys who went there and they just started hitting him, and then I just happened to be, you know, and he just happened to give me.
Just happened to be
and
there.
Maybe like a shield. I just happened to be there, you know. I just swooped in at the last minute at the right time and just.
We're looking at motive here. Okay, why were you there? Like, what was the reason you were in the neighborhood?
I was just fighting with the other guys.
Oh, so okay, that's already. This is exactly why you have the right to remain silent. That's already admitting to premeditated assault. Continue.
I was just there. You know, I mean, I didn't say we were fighting with fists. Maybe it was just
10 seconds remain.
Are you fighting with words and someone spontaneously died?
Yeah, I mean, he got really upset. He had a heart attack, and he dropped his cheek pocket.
That's interesting.
And his shield.
Because we've checked the autopsy, and it appears that his shield-shaped heart is missing from his body. So we can't actually confirm whether he had a heart attack or not. You would know where that shield went, wouldn't you? That heart.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Don't know.
Dire's turn to
I think we're gonna have to detain you until further notice. It's suspicious.
Not there, yeah.
There was no one else there. So it was.
I mean, like, except for the guys that I was fighting. No. I mean, I'm just saying the guys. They also sort of also kind of disappeared. I don't know what that.
You know what? I wish I could arrest you right now, but I screwed up because I didn't let you have your lawyer, and therefore you're free to go, and we can move on to the draft because we underway. Look at that. Like, look at the time we brought. We bought enough time. I say for time. We collectively used that time in a productive manner to philosophize why people murder rogues. We didn't even get to that part. That's game 2 because we have drafts and we're pretty far in. Right now, isn't me and the 5 men just have a very clear way of winning this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think they have a very kind of
10 seconds remain.
winning team fight. I mean, this is kind of a.
I speak for the trees.
Prophet, not the prophet. Sorry, Fit. Happened to be on the other side that game, but I'm kind of liking 5 men's. They've got going here. If it's a, it might be a mid-nature prophet. It could also be just
5 seconds.
Void. It kind of weakens the lane a little bit, but overall it's still, you know, solid team fights. Interesting tool how to deal with. However, there is this Power Rangers now. Not really a push type of lane. Kind of spooky.
That's kind of the absurdity of Snapfire, right? Like we mentioned already with heroes like Faceless Void, where you kind of go at them and you get very aggressive in their face. But the other side of it is, like, usually when you think of Drow, your laning partner needs to be tanky, able to kind of bulk up as a way of maybe saving you, but more importantly can absorb damage. And funnily enough, this is a strength hero, by the way.
It's also a range.
Yep.
That has a bunch of nuke. Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't.
No, you had me at that sounds stupid, which you didn't even say, but your words more or less led me to believe that's where we're going.
It's like, imagine if Ogre was, I mean, like, it's kind of like an Ogre, but he's range.
Whoa. I mean, not as much health, regen, karma. But yeah, I can see where you're going.
Sure, but, you know, it's just...
But then again...
It's not fair.
Look at Snapfire, right? Look at Mortimer right now. Would you class Mortimer as anything other than a strength hero? I don't really see him being an intelligent hero.
I mean, honestly, if I just saw this hero right now, like, if I didn't know anything, I would honestly... I feel like it could be.
Based on
I don't know, there's something about that. I don't know, I just see it like Snapfire. To me, it sounds like an agility hero.
Okay, so you're saying you see the name, not the hero.
I mean, the hero and the name, right? It's all part of one. Like, there's this turret top, like, I don't know, I'm just thinking this is an agility hero that goes around and, like, shoot a bunch of gun hits and stuff. Let's say you don't know the hero, right? Like, there's this dragon, you know, it's Snapfire, Snap, right? Snappy, it's like agility, right?
Right. Well, but
kind of makes sense.
Kind of by your logic, it's almost like you think Tinker should be an agility hero.
I don't know.
Because
you've
had like, this mechanism argument, right? Like, yeah, you got all these machine guns or whatever, all these mechanical things popping off.
Yeah, but if you look, I don't know. No, I feel like if you look at Tinker, I mean, Tinker, I don't know. He looks more like
he
just,
looks
you
like
know,
a nerd,
machine. Yeah, he does. He definitely looks like.
Whereas the cool thing about Gyrocopter is he looks way too senile and brain damaged to be an enemy, right? So you just know as an agi.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's no way Gyro is an in.
5 seconds.
I guess you could make a case for it.
I mean, he can barely mutter his sentences coherently.
Yeah, I mean, like, considering he has the rocket barrage, I mean, technically, then he'd be having some like, then he'd be the one shooting laser beam.
I mean, I'm trying to look at these heroes and feel like where our argument really falls apart. It might be Phoenix.
I mean, but Phoenix is a strength hero, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, does that really look like a strength? No. Which, interesting enough, is another, like, this brings this whole conversation full circle. That's another range strength hero.
Yeah, it is, but he's not, like, you know, he's not really tank. He's not a beefy boy, right?
Admiral Concar.
He definitely would. This whole analysis has taken a pretty wide turn. I can already see the Twitch chat right. Ugh.
Hey,
I'm feeding on that
let
stuff.
Let them.
What was so Clockwork? I mean,
10 seconds.
But actually, isn't this by your theory? Kind of looks like an Agi hero from that argument, or are we gonna accept like there's too much armor? For
no, he looks too beefy. He's a beefy boy. You look at it. I mean, that's gotta be a strength.
I don't think he's even beefy is the choice of words, right? He looks kind of rad. No, he looks rad and tattered. So like, you know, when you think of Agi here, it's like, wow, they can afford these fancy armors or whatever, and then wow, they look very strong. He just looks like he's piecemealed pieces of scrap together and like duct taped them into an armor.
So what would that make him then?
I don't know. I feel like I'm just calling strength heroes poor people right now.
Okay. Anyways, let's get back into,
because we got a draft. We've completed
the draft here. It is done. We've got GPK on the mid tiny. Likely the Void Spirit Shadow Demon, Faceless Void, and we have yet to see the 5-man chooser. Gonna be Misery on the. Okay, it's actually just gonna offlane Kunkka. Faceless Void, Clockwork, probably safe lane there. Profit against the time. Pricing there, unless they, I don't know, are doing pop.
I'm gonna, instead of trying to figure out what they're doing in the lanes, I'm gonna just do what the rest of the chat. Hype GPK is playing again. Pog, Tiny, GPK. There we go. Woo! I mean, that's like the big talk point here, right? Like, no offense to the rest of the players, but obviously everyone's still wondering what's happening with GK. Who the hell is he going to join?
Yeah, I'm just curious about the stain here. Fire and I don't know. I feel like it might be a little bit. Kind of have to see. Side can outplay the other. So looking at, I don't know, just looking at drafts, I feel like 5-men have a very kind of clear way of how to play this game. Yes. However, I feel like if this Tiny gets off to a good start off it, I feel like he could cause a lot of issues.
That's fair. I mean, that seems to be kind of the pattern right now with almost all the GPK games, right? It's like he does see himself as a big playmaker. He does take it on himself to try and control the game, dictate the flow. And when that works out, great. The question is whether 5-men are going to be bothered by this, whether they're going to try and rotate to punish this, because that's something they have an advantage of, right? Like, you have these heroes that can rotate in the Clock and the Phoenix. You also have this Nature's Prophet who can just leave that danger of GPK and leverage fights in the outlanes instead.
Yeah, no, for sure. There are definitely a lot of standing GP.
I mean, I think I know, like, so I know a lot of people kind of wondering, you know, where's GPK going, why is he playing Phoenix right now? I know that a lot of the CIS teams have clauses in their contracts where if they don't want to release the player, they're allowed to play for another team as long as it's not a properly represented org, right? So because Team Unique is not a real org like Team Empire is or Navi is, where it's a business.
30 seconds and
it doesn't conflict with their contracts. And that's way too intelligent for me, so I'm not going to go into more details on that. I don't know. Hit up one of our esports lawyers. I'm pretty sure most Western esports lawyers will pick up a CIS contract, look at it, have a very confused look on their face, and then put it in a paper script. It's the Wild West.
Kids. Don't put
like
of 10 people on the line.
Yeah, but also read what you're signing, kids. Actually goes to the CIS players that probably aren't watching. Too often have I seen that. Painful to hear. Room-wise, should just be 2 apiece. Looks like there's no competition. It's actually stationed both the unique supports in the bot lane. Oh, and it's already started. They want to farm Phoenix.
They're set. Nice.
So guess where Unique gonna be trying to find a kill at the start of this game. You'll never believe it.
Scientists.
Is this a bigger strategy? Is Misery a very tilt player?
I mean, Misery definitely been can thrive on certain scenarios and maybe have lesser performance.
Very diplomatic. I like how you use so many big words to just say yes. So far, this mid lane is relatively even. I don't think we should be seeing much in the way of kills, right? Like, it should just be GPK bursting Jessie low and then Jessie always just TPing back to heal.
Just have this out. That no one has picked up this bounty rune here.
Someone's going to be very happy chappy soon. Misery.
Yeah, I mean, be careful. Have a salve and
maybe if that front hits. But I mean, this is always the awkward part. Like, Drow, it's not the worst here in the world to CS on a tower. As I say that, he misses multiple CS. But it's the extra region you get while under tower. It's kind of an interesting change that they made to the game, so that when you are already kind of being pressured on the lane, you're not punished at it.
yeah, no. Oh, this.
Does this feel like the type of lane where 5 men have to apply a lot of pressure in the early levels, or else it becomes untenable?
No, not necessarily. I think this is a lane where we have to keep sending a lot of regions. The Phoenix hit, and the lane is kind of in this state where it's gonna end up potentially, you know, dive into spirits. It could be.
Well, they're doing a good job at least keeping Misery low, and he has that ring of regen. Hope that he'd have a South coming out soon, but I feel like he's maybe considering just like heading back. I mean, I guess you're doing okay with the ring of regen as well. It's just the concern is maybe if you're around 300 HP mark, you could just get burst down by the split arrows, maybe a scatter blast hit.
Yeah, at the same time, it's kind of a little bit nice. Fire spirits are.
Also,
bait someone in, but
well, I guess it's also the fact that, like, if you're playing this close to a tower, right, like you're getting that additional reach.
Yeah, I feel like
it's not bad here.
Unfortunately, getting level 3. I think if he's level 3 here, I think you could Power Ranger here.
You do have to be a little bit careful with T-Bay at this point. You are being pressured pretty heavily. At least has a style, so you should be able to back away, maybe reset, and then once you have that free play.
Yeah, but see that both cores.
Yeah, but then look at the other side of the map. These two are farming fairly well.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we've seen too much pressure able to be applied by Twilight Eye so far, especially after his core got sniped, additional regen.
No, it's definitely not that easy.
You're a trusty mate.
Yeah, you can't really do that much. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose pick was. Snapfire was already in there. Maybe Void Spirit too. Not the easiest heroes to kind of catch up.
I think Clock was the third pick for 5 men. At that point, we already saw the Snapfire and... Wait, was it the Drow? No, it might have been the Drow.
I mean, we saw the Void Spirit.
Resolution.
What? Might lose his life for it, so.
Definitely.
And also his courier. Yeah, I mean, Clockwork can do some kind of the enemy steps up a bit and tanks a untimely bash.
Interesting part is the rune situation as well. Like, despite having the Clockwork bot in that situation, there's no sort of assistance that's able to come into GPK, so he doesn't even get his hands on probably a much needed bot rune.
Yeah, it was the...
Yeah, the train deleted that rune from existence. I wonder if that's another part of like what Chessie was seeing here is like, I definitely want the Nature's Prophet because rune control isn't relying on my supports in this game, which means the GPK's kill potential is like non-existent.
I mean, potentially.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Try to snipe the bounty rune, however GP. Thing is, when you don't really want to do this.
They got their bounty with 30 seconds to spare. Wait, only 2 of them got it. Vanscourt being X'd up so he can't go get that rune. TB will move across and secure that. Need more bot. He does find a kill on the Pyrelite die. Looks like he was trying to get greedy and go for a second bounty.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Tiny, he doesn't really want to go for those tight runes because you don't know which one is gonna waste the most time on there, and then you still don't get it. Of course, you can error or stuff.
Look out for fallen rock!
Pressure will no longer be applied to GPK as well, considering he just got level 6. You could actually see Chessie immediately decided it wasn't worth even looking.
Yeah, I mean, you get care that much. Days boots. Higher up. Although he's gonna be kind of a...
Oh, so close.
He actually tried to toss that creep. Toss was used, but I didn't.
I think he must have used it early on. Chessie. All the Chessie cares, he's gonna go top now, sees 19 teen, and with 3 heroes, they're gonna dive this pitiful level 4 drow and kill her off. Vanscourt is gonna try and help the Cookie, but maybe he gets some vengeance on Misery. 19 teen should still be going down though. There's death inevitability, and now Vanscourt is stuck here without reinforcements. The block's coming in from Chessie, they'll definitely get the kill on the Snapfire.
Yeah, very nice rotation. Chessie first makes sure that the bounty rune from the Tiny, no active rune, Tiny, and then he goes to top since not really elude.
Come!
It also frees up.
Look to their top tower.
And with no counter rotation potential there, you can already see the Aces benefit from that because it means he can just be left alone on the bot lane. He gets 6 before BZZ does, despite BZZ looking a little bit better CS wise, at least on the last hits.
Yeah, I mean, he slightly ahead.
Might be behind on death count or ahead, depending on your perspective. Not careful. Good time walking forward though, so they can't aggress any further. Maybe Vanscourt was there a little bit quicker, but he had the long TP. That does mean GPK is now alone in the top lane. Be a little bit careful. 3 heroes here from 5 men, and make that forward. Chessie arrives. GPK is gonna. They create more and more traps from there. Jesus.
5 men are making a lot of these kind of nice with the Nature's Prophet. Yeah, I mean, this hurts quite a bit.
Dire structures are fortified.
He going down at tower 6. Kind of catching up, trying to get this.
That's going to be a little bit worrying because you're kind of relying on this Tiny to create a lot of space in that mid game, and his net worth is being hurt a little bit. Like the difference, Chessie has 700 gold up on him, but that is a good kill. They find the faceless void in the bot lane. Zibe does arrive, wants to punish BZZ, but he has no mana. That's the problem there. All of a sudden, Zibe needs to be careful because GPK has come to this bot lane looking for kills. As we've seen, Avatos, and he gone.
Yeah, Zibe might.
And they know. Game is up. Got the toss in 4 seconds. They throw out the avalanche. Chase in. Cookie to hop right on top of him and play with the cookie to his face. And pound it.
At least counter kills there. Time, you know.
Dire's top tower is
I wouldn't necessarily mind seeing it kind of make you with backup. Profit all you likely have it.
Radiant should look to their bottom tower.
Yeah, it looked like that was what they were going to attempt, but 19 team was wise to it, so he backed up. Because if you do catch him on the side of the chrono, I want to say like with the level 2 battery assault, you have enough damage there to kill him off.
Yeah, I mean, Jaws dying this.
Painful situation. Like, when you get to this Hoonies level 6 situation, both your supports need on the side of 5 man. Highlight die. Might need it even more. BZZ will be brought low.
Might have been able to just dive there, I think.
The seeds of fortune.
I think he's worried, right? Because the toss maybe could interrupt him. But yeah, like the risk of that versus the rewards probably should have went. You're immediately level 4 Phoenix. I guess the question is who gets the time? Okay, yeah, they give it a Pala die. I think that's understandable. I feel like this Clockwork doesn't do anything unless he has hook shot now.
Yeah, he's kind of sad with that. Egg, but right now he's gonna be getting. Okay, though, get.
Caught up quickly. I guess the other difference, right, is like Clockwork, you can't really sit him in the dead lane, whereas Phoenix, a bit more survivability to him. Not like this though. Cookie forcing out the dive. BZZ is going to chase forward. Actual step through and Remnant. They'll clean up this.
No.
Chrono, mid. On the illusion. Not the big drought kill they're looking for, and they don't even get him. He's got the disruption. All of a sudden you have to retreat. Chessie hit up by the Purge. And the Hunt is on. They will have the damage to bring down the next Prophet. Meanwhile, BCC, standby here. Decides to move away as soon as Paladin walks up though.
Yeah, and these that's a big kill kind of.
This time.
Prophet. Try to go onto the kind of just turn up. Top net worth it.
Now you're in the situation where GPK has the Blink Dagger flying out. Aggression's going to ramp up. Like, that was maybe your golden opportunity as 5 men to find an important kill that would lead to that tier 1 falling. Now, all of a sudden, GPK's got more places to play out when he goes into this post-laning phase. Yeah.
Eager to know Dire's whereabouts.
Topped off, and I have that blink.
Dire should look to the middle tower.
Fight looks.
Kisses and a blink on a tiny. Any target is viable at this stage. Might just try and dangle 19 team here, like have him push in, see your response, and then punish it.
Yeah, they're high here. Not really the target that they want, but.
Toss him back. Feed him over Divan Squad. Don't think that's the one they want to give the kill. They don't want to risk it in case there's any sort of counter attack.
Gonna try to play it a bit. Midas. Generally.
Like how you cleared that up for a moment. It sounded like you were saying it.
No.
He would never bet upon any Scandinavian. You guys are the masters though. Hook shot in, cookie out. Nice. Good ultimate. Clockwork. Diving from Misery though. They're still hunting. Now with the TP from Chesty, they will at least get van score, but considering what you just committed, that was not the kill that you were looking for, kind of needed in that situation.
There is little hope for Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of the how and why, you know, Fire is quite the nice trap people.
Yeah, it's also as the game goes on, like you can make this argument about hookshot counters kisses, but the way that Snapfire uses kisses, you're usually pretty deep in your territory away from the fight, which means if you make that choice to Clockwork, it's not even a good counter because you're removing yourself from the main fight.
Yeah, I mean, there's... Look at it enough, I think. Most common build.
Yeah.
Build.
Or maybe, I think we've seen sometimes do things like Veil, 4-staff, that type of stuff. But you just need yours against the X, is the presumption here.
Yeah.
Also, I guess in the early chrono situations, if you're not being chronoed, you could use the Faceless Void. That's another use.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, also... kind of TP cancel is just a common way. It doesn't let you scale the same way, right? And you're gonna live.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Gold from my chest.
It can be a little bit.
I would say mixed results from the let's fall in on the Drow physical damage factor when it comes. Works up. Biggest issue they got right now is it's so difficult for them to get their hands on this tier 1 tower, which means they can't easily open up the map, move across, and find easy damage. Instead, they're not careful to find themselves being the ones losing heroes in the middle.
Yeah, they gotta be a little.
I'll take that.
Kind of the team fight from 5 men. I think they're quite happy with this game. Not much is happening. I think it's gonna Midas on Fate Void and Prophet's gonna score. Well, Phoenix this game I think will quite well. Sure, there's the Snapfire to kind of draw, but still have so many here.
It's also the way Drow fights, right? Like, unless you're egging directly to the Drow, Drows tend to be further back from the primary fight. So usually you put the egg on the opposite side of that fight, which means Drow shouldn't really be there, right? So like,
yeah, unless you can manage to kind of find the Drow and to get on top of her and then...
Exactly, then she's dead anyway.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
While this slows down like this, it is kind of benefiting 5 men from not just the Midas perspective, but the split push perspective. And now a fight's going to happen. CB in the mid lane did not even get the bow out. And a disruption. Stop the dive away from Misery. He's in trouble. He's trapped by his own illusion. The perfect spot he gets found. Forcing out the egg. The chrono's going to go down. But they can clean up the egg in time. And they won't even be able to get the kill on Van Square. He's able to move away. The Yules into the remnant setup, followed by the Gust. Ace needs to run away. Paladin will zone them out. BZZ will be brought down. It's a triple kill for Chesty in the end. The Rapper nature damage too high. And he's hunting. He sees more. He wants more. 19 team, a little bit too deep. They can't decide which way they want to go. This Sansa's going to come out, forcing away the Drow. Now the bashes onto Illusion might be enough to kill him off. The dive is going to backfire quickly though. Highlight die. He's going to do exactly that.
It's all in the mix.
You know.
I mean that looked like also the initiation onto very nice kill on kind of the avalanche toss into egg coming up. I think it was a very good idea there.
My thanks.
It almost survives, but it dies in the end, but they still kind of lose a lot of heroes.
Yeah, it's really on Seabay. That rapid nature, the damage output really saved the day in that situation. And now, 19 team in trouble. Kiss is going to zone them away though. Ace has got the time walk, and there's the hook shot in to interrupt the Snapfire. Yules in the Remnant, Bo's coming through to try and save Ace. Up in the air, and he's gone though. There is no saving this man. Now, Seabay himself needs to run away. I'm not sure if he can though. With the Purge on top of him, he knows death is also an inevitability for him as well. They'll find even more value in this mid lane, and now Team Unique should be able to find that tier 1 tower as there's no one left from 5 men in the vicinity to defend it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
5 men to try to keep.
Radiant's middle tower is no more.
Bites when.
It's always the awkward issue, right? Like when you look at these two fights, what's a bigger deal? Find the Faceless Void or find the Drow? It definitely feels like for 5 men, the bigger issue is they need to find the Drow. And the way that Unique kind of position themselves in this fight do not make it an easy kill to find. Like Chessie can get in, but where's your reinforcements?
Yeah, I mean, as of yet, like before they managed. Pike. Yeah, I mean, the get on top of the straw is, you know, now kind of Clockwork doesn't have that option. I was gonna have. She has the pike already. Quite tanky. Also the save and the snap. Managed to find the draw. Highlight die is just.
I mean, not sure what he's hoping for with the hook shot. Ace throws out the chrono though, in onto GPK, changes his mind straight on illusion though. The silence comes out, but enough time. The egg will go down, which will force 19 team to cut and run. GPK does blink out in time, TP away, but the first hit bash from Ace will be able to kill him off. And on the side, they found Fanscore with the X. He didn't use the kisses to no avail. Torrent will ensure there is no escape. And it's like Drow is at least able to get out, so they minimize the casualties on the big targets. BCC does yoink a rune before leaving as well.
Very nice goal. And also kind of finding GP. Bash. Yeah, see now he's gonna have.
A bit worrying for Unique in that situation as well, right? Like, you're pretty reliant on your CC, and you don't have anything that's going to pierce through BKB other than, of course, the slow purge from illusion.
Yeah, you can't really break. Potentially, if they catch him with a.
Like this. BKB. Nope. Pretty sure when they first added Voice Spirit, you couldn't BKB that, right?
Come to me.
Say I've never really. I think you're kind of crazy.
I'm trying to remember if it was like, it might have been the early days of the patch, like it only lasted a few days.
I mean, there are sometimes
like monkey
before people how crazy it is in the bashing.
That was something. I'll say that much. Purge. TB's found. The bow is not going to be there in time. Or is it? It gets through, but the damage is already done. Aside, Highlight Die just has to run away.
What the recovery here. Despite having a lot of finding some farm.
Problem is, Unique is trying to find Roche right now. I think you have to abort this the moment the Clockwork side of it. So it looks like they back away. They have to respect the fact that Chrono's going to be available soon. If they can pick off either the Phoenix or the Faceless Void, it could be different though. Yours, the Clockwork. Lot damage done. Stance follow up ensures that he has no response to the die. Ace goes in though. He's looking for the Chronos. Ready in 3 seconds. The Cookie. We're going kind of against what the overall idea was for 19-teen. Ace is going to go in towards Illusion. He knows he needs to snipe him out first, but Glimmer Cape will protect him. BCC, however, dies due to that time dilation. And Ace decides not to go deeper. Not worth it just for the Shadow Demon kill. They've stopped them from taking Roche. That's the most important thing.
Scanning for enemies.
Another smoke. Drow might be in trouble here. Catch him. Chrono's going to be there. Turns on the Fanscore instead. X is going to come out to drag that one back. They'll turn around. Disruption to save the Drow for the moment. Fanscore's already gone. 19T starts off. He's going to Hurricane Pike down the low ground. Look for the TPO. The hook shot off the bar. And the TPO just about succeeds. Misery. Not quick enough with the Meteor Hammer.
Very nice clutch save. Shadow Demon. bash, and they were.
This is the mighty ball lake of the heroes against the Chrono. You have to eliminate so many factors, right? There's always that concern about kisses to counter you in your own Chrono. There's always that concern about the disruption saves from the Shadow Demon. And all the while you're looking and going, I have to catch this Drow in the Chrono. How do we kill? Your heroes, however, might die more easily. They catch on the Misery, no chance to use the egg, he's just gone. Zebe pushed on the side, could not look for any counter attack, doesn't even have the boat for 15 seconds anyway.
Bounty.
High with the buy. Not really be able to do this.
It's one of those, can you just stop moments of like this Roche still not happy. Like in this time you could have probably taken a tier 1 tower, got some more gold. I don't think there's too much risk of the 5-man side going in and taking Roche before you know it's happening either.
No, neither team is. Bro can do the. Halberd, so nice item up against. Kind of against this tiny here. It's gonna be
tiny.
Kind of tanky and
looks short.
Going to kill.
T-Base, he hasn't thrown out the boat. He doesn't have the mana to do so. He's going to wander off the sun. He's going to be out of the kiss fall up as well. They control off the Faceless Void out of the fight. They've already lost to Shadow Demon. Ace is going to chase forward first, hit back, and Vanscore saves himself instead of 19 team. But no backers means he doesn't want to go, and GBK is looming nearby, so they'll respect it.
Yeah, and I think the egg there was a little bit too kind of. I could have committed a bit further and kind of forced this scenario where they had try to hit the egg or not, create this confusion. Yeah, I mean they do end up getting the Shadow Demon and the tower, so still a good. Well, not so. Jason on there.
They're keeping the status quo more importantly. Like we already highlighted, you go later in this game, 5-man and more content. So as long as they're not giving ground to Unique, as long as these trades are favorable or even, you're going to feel confident. Whereas for Unique, you do get that feeling they want to play a bit more forward. They want to try and find these pickoffs more easily. And so far, 5-man, they're starting to adjust well to aggression.
Yeah, and I kind of like this Halberd thing. HP is gonna HP and the help him protect him against the tiny. Halberd is gonna help Raw Ranger and potentially even like from the Snapfire trying to kill the. Kind of a nice, and this kind of just lets him go in fights and press time dilation. But these heroes, all of them time dilation. There are 2 Yules, but these other heroes they.
One thing I'm not sure of is Annihilation. You don't. The spell itself has to be on cooldown, right? So like BZZ shouldn't be as bothered because he has 2 Astral Steps and the Resonant Pulse.
Yeah.
So he won't be hurt as bad.
I mean, unless they are on cooldown, right?
Yeah.
They are on cooldown.
But definitely these other heroes, most of the spells should be cooldown. Almost.
It's also the fact that they won't be.
Illusion, even though the hook shot doesn't connect, I mean, it's not enough to kill him. And all of a sudden, you need to be careful with turnaround. PCC's controlling them up. Took a lot of damage initially. The kiss is coming through. The pipe should offset the damage that might kill him. The Pylai die will go down due to the purge. Molly shot through. Ace, far away from having a chrono opportunity, will retreat. BZC will have to deal with the frustration of C-Base somewhat with the X on the spot. Jesse's able to get away. GPK. Whew. If he goes in a second sooner. Ace being extremely greedy, by the way. Ooh, dodges out the gust, actually. Yules is going to be there into the Remnant, but he's tanking up the damage. Time dilation thrown out. Matt to dodge and moves forward. They just don't see the target they want. 19 team was quick to back up there. Vanscore is going to be slowed on his retreat by the X. They don't want a hard commit for a Snapfire kill. It's not worth it. DPK, however, he says, I'm going to commit on that. C-Bay dragged even deeper as he's tossed towards the Drow's location. Now Ace trying to go for the front of the Yules going to come out again to interrupt him. No chance to throw it out. Cook is controlled up in the meantime by the Remnants, and Ace has to retreat here. Up to the high ground. BZZ doing the best he can. C-Bay will get up onto the high ground and just about survive. And GPK cannot blink forward courtesy of Misery. Finally, that neutral line will be picked up as it's been sitting on the ground for a while. Neither team willing to give any room around this Roche pit area. It feels like every single minute we're returning to this fundamental issue of the game, which is who can actually get a win and then get Roche.
And I mean, it's kind of no matter what's happening in this game. Also tune up just to become more durable, and at some point I think
well, on the side of 5-man, they have to be careful that as well, right? Like I think you're getting to the stage where Ace, he's gonna clear his Heaven's Halberd and go, I need a BKB, because so far he's being interrupted from chronoing in these fights pretty convincingly.
Yeah, but I think at the same time it's okay. You don't really mind. I feel like the drag it out fights benefit 5-men more. Later the game goes, I think 5-men are just going to be in favor. Next hitting spot, it's going to be difficult to kick egg. Not that easy for. There's an E-blade at least.
It's just not easy to get into this pit. Like the counter initiation of 5-man is potent. With the egg, you've got the hook shot, you've got the bow. And uniquely lacking any magic immunity against all those things. On the side though, easy pick on a Pyrelight die. They did commit the kisses though. They need to find more because of this. Chasing, CIS does throw out the X, with 19 teams well into right now. Gets dragged back. Ace says one-on-one with me, boys. Let's go. Chessie activates the BKB, gonna force GPK to run away. The Chrono's gonna be pitted though on the 19 team. Disruption to save the day. Illusion throws out the purge of the Ace though. The boat coming through. Manta is not a good dodge though. Forced up to the high ground. Ace chasing him right now, but the gust to get him away. Disarm comes out, so Drought can't turn around. On the side of the fight, Misery is gonna be brought down by Vanscore though. Toss across, getting Chessie low. Reinitiation in by BTC. Does get silenced up, but the Remnant finds enough time that Chessie can't finish the kill. Vanscore is gonna be brought down by Xeban. On the side, GPK chased onto net disruption to save him in the meantime. Chessie does fall to BCC on the other side of the fight. Buyback does come out from Snapfire as well, and Ace has been juked and jived around this entire fight. Manta trying to move away quick enough. E-blade will actually protect him for a moment. Toss back. GPK says, where the hell are you going? Get him again. Launching shot through. Hook shot back in. Cookie to get him out of the comms though. Drag back from the X is going to keep 19 inside though. Pyrelight die. Able to bring him down. With that, we might finally see an end to this fight, and once again, neither team able to really take Roche.
Roche. Yeah, I mean, a very messy back and forth fight there. I think it kind of just got very well fight, and Ace, he's just looking for this draw. Wants to find the draw and stay on top, but goes in. Yes, this double damage. Draw gets disrupted. He purged the Faceless Void. He loses double damage, and the draw just, you know, getting saved by this.
Double 4-star.
Yeah, definitely difficult.
I mean, this is the rough part, right? Like, he understands, which I was talking about the BKB, maybe that's the way it goes. I don't mind this though, this Guardian's Fed, right? You are against the Drought. Right now, that's by stand the way this game is won. It's by carrying out this Drought. That's why so many of these heroes are building these Heaven's Halberds, these items that counter. Highlight eye. And he's got the hook shot. He's not down yet, but BTC gets the Aegis! He jumps in for it. Ace is going to chase forward on the Vanscore to punish that move by his team. But it doesn't matter. You got your hands on the Aegis. As long as you don't lose more than 2 heroes, you're kind of happy with this. BTC slowing it down. They're going to turn around and bring him down. Faceless Void, dead for 80 seconds. And all of a sudden, there's the side of 5 men that need to run away. The Purge is thrown out on Seabay. They're trying to slow down the pressure a little bit, but there's no easy way for him to escape. BCC now with the Aegis can play confidently, not caring about his HP pool, as they'll close another kill. They even get to keep that Aegis.
And then you can die.
Happy next year.
Whoop, bye. No, or not. I mean, it's a tanky boy. But I have miscalculated here, but don't worry. We'll take your buildings as down payment for you living.
Yeah, I mean, still a very nice there by BCC. Goes in there with the silence.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Kind of the rough part.
Yeah, as a result, Faceless Void.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Fighting there.
Is now active.
Kind of
Radiant's top tower is
happened for it.
Definitely. I mean, it's the power of the Ag's voice for in this game. When you look at these heroes, you know, you're talking about an off-lane Kunkka, so BKB rush isn't really an option. You're talking about Faceless Void, who's gone for this Heaven's Halberd, who's focusing on how he counters the Drow. In that grand scheme of things, BKB kind of passes by and doesn't get picked up. So the value is definitely being felt in this Ag pick up on BCC. And you might find more kills, at least forcing out the BKB maybe. But it looks like Chessie's wise to this. He's like, there's no way you've got reinforcements behind you.
Yeah, and he also kind of closed that amount of his.
Soon. Drow is trying to tank up a little bit more through effective HP going for the butterfly, understanding that this isn't really a game in which, you know, maybe anyone but Chessie can go for an MKB. Kind of obvious at this point that Ace is just looking to kind of bulk up in these fights and be their true front line.
I mean, at some point Ace might can obviously take.
See? Trying to get rid of that Aegis variable. It's not easy though. Hook shot on mark by Palai Die. It's going to push him back. They need a lot of bashes. They got the X. He's got the simulator. Dodge out. And now the backstab, the wraparound coming in. The kisses as well to interrupt the fight. Forcing out the egg in an unfavorable location. And GPK will run away with the haste rune. Ace chasing forward, looking for the opportunity, but he has no chance. Cannot get that chrono out, and now you have no egg to play with. You need to back up.
Yeah, the egg is such a big part of their fight. Fighting without it is very. I was saying that the same way, but it's gonna scale in a different way than you usually do. With he's got the E-blade, he's got the Dagon 5 queued up. Packing a punch through magical damp. With the inflow, of course, the one of the hits will be toss. Plus deal quite a lot of length.
And they're looking for Gunty now. Moving in, Sans hook shot straight on top of the Drow. The chrono does connect on the free, but he can't get to the primary target. He has to deal with ban score instead. Chessie rides to assist though. Illusion's going to be brought down. 19 team needs to retreat, but the bash is coming out the disarms as well to ensure it cannot turn around. And the dive's coming through to add to the slows. Ensures that 19 team has to stand and fight. And the fight will not be favorable at that, as 3 members of Unique do get brought down.
Very, very nice. Finally, the thing that you quote-unquote need to do. The Snapfire, the Drow, and the Shadow Demon. Save one another. Get them all.
Yeah, that's the, quite simply put, that's the chrono that should never happen, right? You look at that, you go, these are all your saves. And we already mentioned this game is meant to be difficult for Ace because how do you catch the Shadow Demon, the Snapfire, and the primary right click of the Drow all in one bubble? Kind of serves you on a platter in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, fighting at a choke point like that is.
And it's all just greedy, right? Like this whole idea of getting the kill on T-Bay is nice, but it doesn't feel like it's paramount for the next move. Like they can potentially pressure high ground without being at too much risk, with or without that Kunkka kill. Sure, it's easier, but the risk execution ratio is just not in your favor.
He's just gonna get. Out. It's not the end of the world.
And he's prioritized just dishing out a lot of damage in those 5 seconds anyway with the MKB now complete. Heading towards the Satanic to ensure that he can sustain beyond that initial fight though.
Oh, here he is when the
Radiant are scanning for enemies. Dire are scanning for enemies.
Oh, Fala died. Ein Tang Gang or Mine Team.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of wishes he would.
I mean, you're
Kinda
quad
now.
5, right? Like, if you tank the gang, probably just happy with that outcome.
Dagon 4, or Tiny with.
The words of Razor will zap your ass.
Yeah, for sure.
Soon to be the Dagon 5, by the way.
He'll be
Zapped. There we go. I guess the one thing that's really worrying me is, like, we can talk about Unique's ability to stay in this game and like how they can be quite strong. I feel like the comparison we've talked about Heaven's Halberds and how good they are against the Drow. They're very good against the Nature's Prophet as well, who's going to become the true right clicker, as we've already assessed. But Unique don't have any heroes building Heaven's Halberds.
Yeah, I think they just have other items kind of that they... It's not just that eventually Snapfire could buy a little bit off.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Purchase.
attack.
Void Spirit doesn't really want.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Temp is going to be disruptive, but hook shot in, forced up to get BTC away, and all of a sudden Pala Dice is gone. Oh boy. That's zapped off the face of the map, and look who's just split pushing the whole while. Just Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, you see that, you know. Tiny now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Challenge.
In conjunction with a spell prism.
Exactly, yeah.
Asking the permanent question. Who wants to be dead? And is it highlight eye? Kisses on a misery. He also buys some time. He's getting excited. No, they can't silence quick enough. Ace chasing in. He was going to come out though. He can't initiate with the chrono. The X is going to go on the side. Boat's going to come through. Will stun on a Sapphire, but not good enough. BKB from Chessie to try and fight up. BZZ dissimulate to dodge. Chrono goes down with the Remnant. He runs into it with the chrono. And all of a sudden the damage isn't even going to be there for Ace. They're going to push him away with the cogs and look to turn around him now. Forced up to get him away. BZZ silences the entire team. GPK has now arrived. Hook shot forward onto the Drow to control him up and bring him down. They have finally found the target. They're not done. GPK is next on the menu if they can find him. He's got blink in a few seconds, but the burns are just stopping him. Moving forward, Ace sees the opportunity. He doesn't really care too much about the damage, but the disarm is what's screwing him. Time walk forward into the X on the GPK, ensuring he can't get away as the torrent locks him on the spot. Starts from BZZ to try and save the day, but I don't know if it's going to be good enough because there's no chance for GPK to get away. Illusion will die on the side of Chessie. They'll run through the Tiny as well, and BZZ may have just signed his own death walk, trying to save the day.
Yeah, now you can see Faces Void. I think it's quite nice this game. Got the Titans. Got the Skadi, Manta help. Very, very tanky. Jumping after this drop. They go.
And the back
continuously, and he also went for the backtrack and cast range. Like full committed to staying on top of the Straw Ranger. That's happening. You can see are having some serious pipe and book. The Faceless Boy kind of just continues after this draw. He's not reliant on this map. It's not really enough. Like if you pipe medic. I mean, they killed Pi a bunch of times, but
I said already, base you with his name is just really nothing in the grand scheme. I like the way that you bring that up, the way they play this draft, right? You look at the way that Ace functions. Earlier on, we went, oh man, if you run that perfect chrono onto both the supports and the Drow, great. It doesn't matter now. His team as a whole have itemized away that all he has to do is chrono the Drow. Even if they disruption save, it's the fact that in those first few seconds of the fight, those crucial seconds, Chessie is unleashed and Drow is just standing there, frozen in time, looking awkwardly around with her eyes. It's a level 3 though.
Realizing that it's
D-Vic? I don't think that's the entrance one. They toss him back though. Bring him in, kisses to get away, but he's trying to escape. Quickly going to be brought low, cannot throw out the boat. Boy, can even flicker, saves his life. X being thrown out on himself as well. Dagon to zap him down. Buyback's going to come out. The Drow is already dead, and the egg is not going to join her. They get it off. Now they can hunt forward looking for more. BZZ cuts and runs to the south. They're not going to look for him. They want the easier one. The Chrono's going to go out. GPK down to half HP. The starts fall off as well. No easy escape as yours was already used, and immediately in time, Illusion is going to be brought down. They'll turn around, look on the GPK, and what might have been Roche is now going to be base.
Yeah, and I really like kind of what it running in. I mean, he even went for another half a patch just for maximum tankability and just annoying damage.
I mean,
yeah, I mean,
no way.
This is kind of the theme that we've seen times. I feel like now when people. Yes, GPK did have a lot of that spells that he was able to. And in general, when it comes down to the, have more than something like an alliance, like it have this proper.
$1,500 gold. He actually is going to go straight into the pipe here, opting to tank up even more.
Rolling boulder from Seth misses again, but there's the invest bomb, and this time Ohio's in trouble. Roar will come out, they have the magnetize, they get off the silence as well, and Ohio will get right click down. The exorcism will go from Mushi, doing a decent amount of damage to that aggressive. The Borslow comes through, he has no infest, he has the armlet toggle, needs to be careful, the spirit cypher coming out, the glimpse back onto aggressive, gets him back in there. They get the grave off in time though, the open wounds will come through, they have the kinetic shield. There's the black hole, from the low ground, on to 3, Step as well as M1 are gonna get chewed down, 3 dead, Mushi gets a double kill. DJ, are you kidding me, from the low ground?
DJ, God, the crowd here just goes insane as he hits the black hole of his life, and likely could just give this one up. The vision advantage with the Hawk does help But nope, they're ready.
They're
They've actually got a
smoking.
smoke. They can bypass the Hawk with this, but
There's no way they take this in time. Fnatic need to get out. Mushi is going to be stunned by the boulder smash. They're going to come through. Showit looking for Ravage. Can't find it. Mushi pops the BKB early. Aggressive blinks in. Pops the rage as well. Still has his BKB ready to go. They really want to contest this and take it down as quickly as possible. They get the refresher for Ohio. It's coming out. Double Roar is ready. Can they find a kill off of this? Maybe he's walking up with the Silver Edge. Ohio's going to get caught first. Ravage catches onto two. Black Hole counter initiation. Static Storm on top. Aggressive is low. They get up to Static Storm. Showit pops the refresher. It's not enough. Maybe he's getting chewed through by mid one. They get up the Roar. They'll lose two. They'll lose three. They buy back on the Tide. He's got another Ravage. They have no buyback on Maybe. What an initiation from DJ.
Secures another kill, and Tongfu is going to continue to push. They're not done. Mech still hasn't even been used. There's a hook. Howl brought all the way back to the base. Cleaned up by the fountain. And waddles his way back to the front lines.
Well, like I said, it does waste time, but they kind of need it. I mean, they need to be able to just eliminate somebody from the fight, very similar to what Mu can do for Tongfu. So if he had been a little bit farther up, he would have been able to throw the hook, but the thing is there was a range creep in the way. There it is, yep.
Banana going for a ride on the Dindy Express. Welcome to the well. Aegis goes to Tongfu. And now charging back out. Dindy going to be spotted, and he gets, no, he doomed the Chen. That's a much better choice. Oh, he got him. He got him. Not going to follow it all the way because we got a battle to watch with Puppy. Trying to get away from it. Going to be telekinesis back. And they will be able to get him as well. There you so a 1-for-1 trade. And wow, Hal is still alive down there. Engagement breakout as Kuro. Oh, there we go. The hook. Got him. Zhan Xing taking the long ride to Shanghai. Welcome home. Na'Vi is down. Can you say mega creeps? Na'Vi, he got him. One more. This is what you call one for the road.
Man, I can't.
The game for IG. Who leads the way? I believe it should be Zoe. They're gonna cut for the shorter path. They storm up the river. Patience from Zoe. Waiting in the wings. Navi's about to be caught. Oh, there's the sleep. The surge. He catches everyone. Oh, this could be a total disaster. Vacuum in. Ravage on everyone. The black hole as well. Light of heaven turns it around. Ravage as well. Stolen by Dandy. Are you kidding me? They turn it around. 4 heroes dead for
5
IG.
heroes dead. Chuan trying to survive. Chuan's gonna go down. Puppy talked about the Naga counter. It's light of heaven with his BKB. They turn it around. I don't even know how they're gonna do it. Standing ovation from the crowd. The last tower will be going down.
Start the fight with that global and just try to blow up and get on top of that Zeus right away. Get into that backline. I mean, the Rubik and the Zeus are really starting to be quite an issue for them.
Chalice is in with the opener, straight in with the lasso. The tower will fall, but they'll drag back the Ember Spirit into the torrent, cut him down with the Tidebringer. He's dead once, but on the side, they find Arme. Arme's dead for 60. Still alive at the moment. And all the use! The dodge! Anna up into the end, dodging the Echo Slam. Somnus, he's trapped here in the Sprout. OG, they'll slowly punch down the Kuka. The stolen fish and Jerax sets up onto FY. OG!
So this PL will continue just to BT split push this game out. Get more and more money. And that, for me, is still the biggest problem for Evil Geniuses. Where do you go with this? Fear needs to have that damage-dealing item. But in order to do so, he's got to drop either his TP scroll or sell the Ring of Aquila. And Samel, Blink, Dragon Tail Stun. Garda's going to be here with the hookshot as well. Laguna bites Samel. The Colt's Burn. The Colt's Burn bought them a little bit of extra time. And with Samel down and no buyback, Roshan is a very, very juicy target here for CDEC.
Yeah, EG are going to know they're going for it, though. First of all, it would be pretty obvious from the lane situation, but they also have a good ward around the river area to see that CDEC are moving in there now. I don't think EG are interested in contesting this 4-on-5, but maybe they can delay it long enough for it to be a 5-on-5 if they Ice Blast and Fissure properly. There is no hook shot.
They're all together. PPD, here comes the Ice Blast, ready for the dog! In from Universe! It's a disaster! CDEC! They're going to get wiped from the face of the earth, apart from aggressive. He'll jump out, but the Wombo combo perfectly hits from Evil Geniuses, and now they will take Roshan. Shannon. Samuel is back to get the egg into the Immortal.
OG right behind Arme. Gets the jump, finds the Pugner. Vision will not find a stun. Pugner with no buyback. OG, they were really playing with fire. The Hex down the Terrorblade. Spectral Haunt looking for the frontline attack, but that's why Somnus goes into the back line.
Shaker.
The BKB, they're into the back line. Shaker, he's bouncing around. Hawk shot, she stuns on the way through. ES is gone. No buyback available. Have LGD done it? They're holding Anna. Hold him in place. Chalice will find the damage. F5 will die for it. No, really? Anna is actually running away, but it won't stop Arme from blinking up, looking for the tier 3 tower. 2 players left alive for OG. They're the big ones, however. Thompson and Anna on the defense duty. Fortification. It's delayed as much as they possibly can. And now the jump out. Hex, the boy in the bubble. Thompson able to be protected once again. Chalice very, very low on mana. They have a lot, but Arme, he'll change the life with Anna. Thompson needs to be pushed away. Able to do so. FY jumps onto the illusion only, so the hookshot won't be able to connect. But Anna, he needs to retreat. There's so much damage. Anna down. Buyback is available. They still have not taken the mid racks. OG are just trying to delay LGD for the moment. 5 heroes around. The bubble is there protecting the melee racks. Anna, Sunder by once again. The Sunder switches the life. Arme's back up to full health, but the damage from Thompson, it's good enough to kill off the bait. Buyback is there. Somnus leads forward. They just keep bunching them around, but they're still battling from inside the bubble. Pugner will come to the world living LGD. They're going for the GG push. They're going up the tier 4 towers. OG, they have to hold the line. They have the numbers. Seven from the side with a dig on Arme, but no! Sunder is back up. It is there. Chalice will fall. They lose the Enchantress. FY pushing around Anna. He's so low. Can they get the die back on him? You bet your Nelly they can. Arme still very, very low. The blast will kill him off. But buyback. LGD want this now. LGD, or can they? Backing up? No, they're not. Terrorblade. BT's forward. The ball is up. Thompson needs to defend. X-Nova very visible. You've got a very, very low life Marana. But OG, they can't find the target. X-Nova, he's got the grip. He's got the control. He's got the kill. Thompson is down, but ES is up. Where the Echo slam. Oh, there he is. Forward. There's your slam. There's the dunk. There's the play. Jirax, the savior of OG. 1,500 gold. He actually is going to go straight into the pipe here. Look, opting to tank up even more.
Rolling boulder from Sep misses again, but there's the invest bomb, and this time Ohio's in trouble. Roar will come out, they have the magnetize, they get off the silence as well, and Ohio will get right-click down. The exorcism will go from Mushi, doing a decent amount of damage to that aggressive. The Borslow comes through, he has no infest, he has the armlet toggle, needs to be careful, the Spirit Siphon coming out, the glimpse back onto aggressive, gets him back in there. They get the grave off in time though, the open wounds will come through, they have the kinetic shield. There's the black hole, from the low ground, on to 3, Sep as well as M1 are gonna get chewed down. 3 dead. Mushi gets a double kill. DJ, are you kidding me? From the low ground.
DJ, God, the crowd, he just goes insane as he hits the black hole of his life. And likely could just give this one up. The vision advantage with the Hawk does help. But nope, they're ready. They've actually got a smoke. They can bypass the Hawk with this, but
there's no way they take this in time. Fnatic need to get out. Mushi is going to be stunned by the boulder smash. They're going to come through. Shout looking for Ravage. Can't find it. Mushi pops the BKB early. Aggressive blinks in. Pops the rage as well. Still has his BKB ready to go. They really want to contest this and take it down as quickly as possible. They get the refresher for Ohio. It's coming out. Double Roar is ready. Can they find a kill off of this? Maybe he's walking up with the Silver Edge. Ohio's going to get caught first. Ravage catches onto 2. Black Hole counter initiation. Static Storm on top. Aggressive is low. They get off the Static Storm. Shower pops the refresher. It's not enough. Maybe he's getting chewed through by mid 1. They get off the Roar. They'll lose 2. They'll lose 3. They buy back on the Tide. He's got another Ravage. They have no buyback on Maybe. What an initiation from DJ.
Secures another kill, and Tongfu is going to continue to push. They're not done. Mech still hasn't even been used. There's a hook. Howl brought all the way back to the base. Cleaned up by the fountain. And waddles his way back to the front lines.
Well, like I said, it does waste time, but they kind of need it. I mean, they need to be able to just eliminate somebody from the fight, very similar to what Mu can do for Tongfu. So if he had been a little bit farther up, he would have been able to throw the hook, but the thing is there was a range creep in the way. There it is, yep.
Banana going for a ride on the Dindy Express. Welcome to the well. Aegis goes to Tongfu. And now charging back out. Dindy going to be spotted, and he doomed to Chen. That's a much better choice. Oh, he got him. He got him. Not going to follow it all the way because we got a battle to watch with Puppy. Trying to get away from it. Going to be telekinesis back. And they will be able to get him as well. There you so a 1-for-1 trade. And wow, Hal is still alive down there. Engagement breakout as Kuro. Oh, there we go. The hook. Got him. Zhan Xing taking the long ride to Shanghai. Welcome home. Navi's down. Can you say mega creeps? Navi, he got him. One more. This is what you call one for the road.
Man, I can't.
The game for IG. Who leads the way? I believe it should be Zoe. They're gonna cut for the shorter path. They storm up the river. Patience from Zoe. Waiting in the wings. Navi's about to be caught. Oh, there's the sleep. The surge. He catches everyone. Oh, this could be a total disaster. Vacuum in. Ravage on everyone. The black hole as well. Light of heaven turns it around. Ravage as well. Stolen by Dendy. Are you kidding me? They turn it around. 4 heroes dead.
5 heroes dead. Chuan trying to survive. Chuan's gonna go down. Puppy talked about the Naga counter. It's light of heaven with his BKB. They turn it around. I don't even know how they're gonna do it. Standing ovation from the crowd. The last tower will be going down.
Start the fight with that global and just try to blow up and get on top of that Zeus right away. Get into that backline. I mean, the Rubik and the Zeus are really starting to be quite an issue for them.
Chalice is in with the opener, straight in with the lasso. The tower will fall, but they'll drag back the Ember Spirit into the torrent, cut him down with the Tidebringer. He's dead once, but on the side, they find Ame. Ame's dead for 60. Still alive at the moment. And oh, the use! The dodge! Anna up into the end, dodging the Echo Slam. Somnus, he's trapped here in the Sprout. OG, they'll slowly punch down the Kuka. The Stolen Finch and Jerax sets up onto FY. OG!
But this PL will continue just to BT split push this game out, get more and more money. And that, for me, is still the biggest problem for Evil Geniuses. Where do you go with this? Fear needs to have that damage-dealing item. But in order to do so, he's got to drop either his TP scroll or sell the Ring of the Scholar. And some mail, Blink, Dragon Tail Stun.
Alright, but speaking of players, speaking of heroes, look at this. We're halfway through a draft. Perfect time to actually start analyzing this as we start to get an idea of what is going where. It's looking like 5 men likely have revealed 2 of their cores at this point. Team Unique, still a little bit up in the air. We might see a GPK Tiny again.
Yeah, and 5 men kind of opted here. Bro, like, despite the fact that still, despite the drop pot in that up, I also thought the Bloodseeker pick into a little bit strange. Have ways of by the rupture. Yeah, just a little bit curious. That Bloodseeker, quite a strong hero. Have to see how he. 5 men they're gonna look to. I mean, for their sake, I hope that not to go for rely on this Brow Ranger to be.
Yeah, I mean, the funny part about this is just 5 men already going. See you struggle with that Drow. Let's show you how to use it. All right. Step 1, pick Drow. Step 2, pick a second hero that actually does something. You know, in the physical department, the game goes on.
Drow Void Spirit, is that not sort of a combination? Very recently.
Where was it? My pub game? No, people don't want to hear this. We did see an Undying though. Like, this is the more peculiar part.
Wind Ranger at your service.
And there's the Wind Ranger. And I mean, if Slacks was here, you know, he'd.
Radiant's turn to battle.
It's like, it's over. They lost. It's like, okay, yep, Slacks, get out of here quick. We understand you hate Wind Ranger, but let's be honest, a lot of pro teams are enjoying it. Okay.
And I mean, there was this other CK earlier today. It kind of countered, I think.
10 seconds remain.
A little bit better here. Going up against
5
I think both Wind Ranger. 3 of them, they are not the best. And this is also gonna.
Dire's turn to ban.
Yeah, although I wonder if which way they want to play it. Like, I imagine they're going to stick Grimstroke with the Chaos Knight. There is still some flexibility if you want to run the Grimstroke with the Bloodseeker. I mean, they don't have final pick, so for all we know, this could still be the tiny mid.
Yeah, it could be tiny mid or 4.
Seconds.
Something that you.
I'm trying to think what 5 men are really lacking here. I want to say probably
feel like they're
an aura builder, an offlaner.
They're lacking fight ways of kill K illusion.
Tidehunter.
Yeah, something like a Tidehunter wouldn't. I could definitely see it. Andorra gets through. Yeah, something along the lines of a type.
Yeah, it's like
fight heavy big boy that
also does reasonable in the lane, right? Like you can get pressured a little bit, but the anchor smash as the game goes on as well, you kind of nullify a lot of the Chaos Knight's output in the fights.
Yeah, definitely.
And of course, it's that aura builder. That's why they banned the Underlord. Like final ban wise, I'm trying to think if there's a high value hero available. Right.
Yeah, I quite like what you have going now. I would like them to also, I don't know, just also some mid here that plays with tempo unless it's the tiny, some sort of stability.
Okay, so they get rid of the Brewmaster as well. I mean, it's a decent team fight. Don't feel like we see many teams prioritizing the Brewmaster at the moment. Definitely a hero.
No, it's just one of those heroes that it's always been very good.
Yeah.
And then you just fell.
5 seconds remains. Choose.
Do you feel like you need some sort of accelerant? I feel like they maybe need a hero that can apply pressure, like a tempo type mid. Things like DK, Pugna, these type of heroes.
Yeah, I'm not super big fan. I feel like DK is a bit too clunky, too slow. I like the fact that these
10 seconds
fast, they play around local. I think they can just play a very high tempo. I'd like to see them continue that.
Okay, so this is going to be the tiny mid, which will kind of set that pace, not worrying about cooldowns. And we'll get the Shadow Demon probably in the 4 role, as we see a lot of CIS teams tend to prioritize Shadow Demon as a 4.
Yep.
10 seconds.
Creating further illusion.
5 seconds.
Kind of turning it. Kind of a nice way of getting on top of this draw ranger that he continuously just purges, so you about as it difficult.
Also lane phase, right?
Looking like a target here.
Like lane phase, you have easy setup for the blood rights, you can apply pressure. It looks like 5 men are going to round it out with the Jakiro. Now I have seen 1-2 teams doing the mid Jakiro, but I wonder if we're getting this time. We're getting the off lane Jakiro, okay. And we are going to get Chessie on the Wind Ranger, so mix it up. I'm pretty sure Team Unique were expecting the mid Void Spirit at the end of this.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't like the 5-man draft here. Awkward. Maybe they have some how this T counter this. That way you can play this very high tempo draft, but I kind of like what Unique have going here. They have a sort of, I don't know, they have a pretty, essentially if this T 5-man can do, I don't know, it just seems kind of difficult.
Yeah, it seems like 5 men are going, yo, you guys want to play challenge mode? Like, what's that? It's where we take this like ridiculous draft that has to snowball off the lanes, and if it doesn't, we're probably just going to GG out like 25 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, something along those lines.
But you can see, like, we've seen this from 5 men before. They, other teams do like to do this occasionally. If they feel like I think we saw it in the group stage where if they felt like they had a confident game, the second game, we looked at the draft and we went, this is a little bit OG-esque, right? Where they've just got these piecemeal heroes that maybe don't make sense to us, but they have an idea of how they want to play it.
Have an idea.
I sense distortions in the void.
They're gonna have issues.
guess the concern when you do look at the CK though is it is a hero that, you know, you get that mid game, you lose 1 or 2 crucial fights, comeback is very difficult. It's not a hero that can, you know, necessarily farm that quickly. Of course, Phantasm has had some buffs, but I feel like once you get around the 30-minute mark, Phantasm needs to be safe for team fights almost always.
Yeah, to some extent, farm with it quite a bit, but I think I don't know. I think he can function even without the illusions. Kind of well, could see him.
This guy has no chill though.
Gonna be very good against.
Your anger is useless.
And I just think it's down a lot of these.
Just 30 seconds now.
I'm wondering if GPK is likely to do the same build as last game. Like, I see the merit of it in this game especially, right? Like, imagine Chessie, he survives the avalanche toss and you just yules him up.
Yeah, I mean, this game he does have a lot of targets. Very susceptible. Doesn't matter. Getting comboed.
Remember, the international spirit.
And I feel like there's maybe a lot of pressure on CB to start to barrel from the lane. Like we mentioned, we could see 5 men maybe winning if they like get off to a good start on the laning phase. I feel like Jakiro is especially that way, right? Like there was a while, I want to say like a year or so ago at least, actually probably like 2 or 3 years, where Jakiro mid was a thing, right? And it was this pretty rapid paced hero. It could apply pressure, take the early tier 1 powers. But the backlash is that after that, what do you do? Like with Gold Influx, what is your plan? What is your game?
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much time, you know, pipe, you try to team, try to throw out some paths and stuff.
Outside that, it can be a little bit awkward. And you need to make sure you don't get pressured too hard. Instead, they're applying the pressure on the 19 team. Because the awkward part about Jakiro is trading with it is not easy. And considering they start with the Uber Misery, it becomes all that more difficult in these first levels of Chaos now.
Yeah, they're gonna have to go.
Well, mid, Chessie getting a little bit of the better side of it, but this is kind of to be expected at the early levels, right? GPK has no armor to speak of. Chessie can just right away at him. Windrun more or less always gives you a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, at the same time though, kind of difficult.
Look out for falling rocks.
Far, but he's going.
First blood.
You want bot. They actually do run down Misery in the end. They say, why try and deal with this hefty double-headed dragon when we can just take out the squishy void spirit?
Yeah, I mean, CK has a lot of damage. Top of that, you know, the Inkwell plus Reality Rift.
Yeah, followed by, of course, the stroke phase slow as well. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Misery considers an early point to simulate on this lane just to dodge out the ink swells when they jump them. Well, top highlight dies already been burned of his regens. They should just be able to actually get away with pressuring Ace on this thing.
Yeah, and because of Pilot Dice low HP. Quick damage here.
No, the
he does actually
land,
find
right?
himself on the right side of that. Very low. Highlight eye, you look at him. Now, take a while before he's back there. Gonna bring some.
Yeah, and even when you get back, like, how do you pressure this Bloodseeker? He's gonna have level 3 at that point. 2 points in the Blood Riot. We've seen this kind of damage.
Yeah, and he's all armor, and now he's.
Need more bot. Found a kill. Misery steps out of place again, gets punished for it. And this is kind of the awkward part of when you choose to start this move, right? You are all in. There isn't really a disengage from a Chaos Knight and a Grimstroke if you get caught out of position.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for him to find some impact in this. quite durable.
Seabay's already getting low on mana. He needs to actually ferry more out to him. But right now, it's just the raindrop. So focusing on his survivability, but I don't think that was ever in question. It's more just how do you keep Misery alive?
Yeah, and then Scourge back to bottom now with. Five man.
Good news side of things, Chessie was able to yoink the rune. GPK is going to be one finding himself a little bit lacking in his arcane rune, so you can maybe pressure with the power shot spam.
Down here on.
Yeah, we're going to go for him. The raindrops helping out a little bit. You'd normally be dead by now, but it doesn't change the end result. And Misery himself needs to be a little bit careful because they've got a Mango and these crits.
Hide here, but
I mean, you could sense that feeling of kind of screwed, right? Like if they look the right way, there is no way in hell you're getting out as the Void Spirit.
You have the gratitude of the void.
Tries to go for it. 7 boost.
Don't forget the ball though. The ball is going to be crucial with that. You know, if he had all these boosts, he'd be able to keep up with 19 team right now. Instead, the salve's going to go off. Power shot is sidestep though. Fanscore does front the hit. The Resonant Pulse, I don't think he got the damage. He needs one more hit. He does get it out before the stun's available. However, it will probably cost him his life. 19 team. Ooh. There is a Bloodseeker in this game. Not very far as a waste.
Yeah, well, Chessie's making patience. Happily just.
Already seeing an XP advantage for him. And those extra denies favoring Chessie so far. Of course, his role is kind of more simple, right? If he just stays in lane and he's like avalanche toss occasion with Chessie, controls the runes, then you're going to keep him low, and that means BZZ can definitely win that top lane against Ace, which he's already doing convincingly with 14 denies.
Yeah, it's not an easy lane for Gratus, even though he has the backup of this. Undying gets low. We have to be very.
Ooh, rotation, easy kill on the illusion. BZZ will look to TP away, and they only have one stun, so there's no way of stopping him. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, they don't need a rotation from their mid. They're just brawling already. Might work against them. Not careful though. 19 team being slowed by that ooh. Flows will come up, and Misery knows he has to back away. That's way too many crits in a row for 19 team, who's been maxing out his passive. Misery just stuck on the side going, I have no real effect at this point.
There is little hope for Radiant's middle tower.
Although, Chessie now she's getting a little bit of a lead in terms of CS. Net worth wise is still favoring GPK slightly.
Its middle tower is under attack.
I
mean, what's your play on the BZT as well? He throws down Blood Right, Rupture if need be, and he just runs away. I think you've come to the lane, which feels like the hardest kill now.
Now it's also the fact that Nat has nowhere to go up here. They are gonna kind of botch their spells there on. Still gonna get kind of low here.
She needs to be careful. Rupture as well, and she's just gone. That's the level 2 Shadow Poison for you. And they're not done. BZZ's moving in on the Misery. He decides to back away though.
Yeah, already queuing up. Feeling very worried about kind of chances here.
I mean, the worrying part is like you maybe look at your mid lane and go, well, you got wind range, and maybe that's powerful, but you break it even with the tiny. I would say you already highlight, right? It's a good tiny game, but it's easier for him to find kills than the Wind Ranger as well.
Oh yeah.
Jackal.
Kind of playing, you know, kind of relies on the fire type later on.
Yeah, and then you've always got this Undying as well. Hero that isn't really known for his mid-game potential.
No, and he's suffered so.
Dire's top tower is in danger.
Top lane.
Well, he's got the dissimulate, but there's nowhere to run. Poison will stack on top of him. Stance is on as well. He'll at least farm up the Phantom's Embrace, but just no way. He's just desperately trying to get that level 6 so he's not a kill anymore. He's not a liability.
And if you look at the net worth, the top farmers are side of unique.
Green. And not just that, in the mid lane. Chessie gets caught out. He was trying to min-max with the regen rune, pays the ultimate price for it. Okay.
Yeah, and the one lane that was pretty much kind of being close to breaking.
I don't really know what the plan is there for Misery. Guess
He just forced into his.
That's level 9 time. 1400 gold towards that Blink Dagger already, and he's gonna get more money at this rate. Cuts around the back, sees Pylai die. Doesn't want that though. He says, no. I want the big kill. Macropar coming out. GPK taking decent damage, but they're going to move down to Chikiro. Disrupted to buy some time with the focus fire out. They'll be able to punish GPK. And they ping it, 19 team, but they don't have any way of stunning him, so he will be able to TP to the mid lane successfully.
Yeah, I mean, some by backfires a bit of it. Said Tiny already got a lot of gold toward Dagger, Cake, Midas, Bloodseeker, I think, with the finished Veil now.
I think Tessie's in trouble here as well. I mean, touched him with the Veil. He does get away in time. Chikiro is stanced on the right. The stun's gone to Pylai die, and they're going to throw down the Blood Right, dragging him into his death. Soulbind is a waste though. Maybe now you can find a play. 19 team is insanely low. He needs to back up fully here. Keep the tier 1 alive at least. If everyone is here, no one is really benefiting if no towers fall.
Jesse manages to get the Javelin at least. Pi is gonna come in here now, probably with this. Not so they spotted.
My thanks.
Not fall into kind of trap. 5 men. Potentially you could quite cautiously.
And the moment you show, you have to worry about Xibe in the mid lane as well. If he plays a little bit too far forward, considering Blink Dagger's close for GPK. Instead they want to defend bot. Disruption to buy some time. Into the Remnant, ensures Illusion should be brought down, but not before he does some damage. Manscore is being brought low, he'll die as well, and they're just trickling in maybe a little bit too slow on the side. Pylai die for this, so actually ends up being a 2-for-2 exchange in the favor of 5 men.
Well, same time they did lose their 5 for 2.
Oh yeah, sorry, you need.
Happy.
I don't know why I said 5. Long day. Depends. You think your win range is a support and Xibe's your true mid now. Then you're like, ooh. Oh. But I am kind of anxiously waiting to see where the impact point arrives for this Chikiro.
Yeah, and also for kind of the voice.
Still deciding about those boots.
Yeah, I mean, still got the 6 of them queued up. That is the drop that he...
I mean, maybe Misery's just really paranoid. He's worried about the creep. Drow is low. Knows he's going to die. Just wants to see if he can take one with him, but with a plunk of a tree, that is negative. Ice pop down. Illusion. Sidesteps, but is going to be burnt out. 19 team use the Phantasm. Misery trying to dish out the damage to Illusion to bring them down. Pylai die stunned up for 2 seconds, but 2 tank they bring down. The turnaround's going to happen. Rupture on the side in the meantime on a Chessie. Focus fire does not finish off Manscore, which means he throws out the Soulbind onto 2. They're stuck together. Pylai die cannot escape. Misery's out of mana as well, so it's going to be awkward to try and retreat from this side. BZZ just whittling down Pylai die. We'll be able to close that kill.
Yeah, these fights are just not 5 men getting run at. More stuff there.
Oh. BZZ is able to sidestep. Remnant connects on the GPK. You do have the slows, but you don't have the stuns. Whoops. Oh. Yes, but now shackle shot, punishment for illusion. They'll slow him down with the multi-shot to close out that kill. Maybe now they can finally get something out of this in terms of value, in terms of tower, at least. GPK is waiting. Boy is ready to jump.
Even though that they can. I mean, there's the blood right, there's CPK, kind of just.
Shack shot sucks. Jesse moves in, finds BCZ, but the rupture comes out in time and he's in trouble. Forced to stand and fight Ice Pop to try and save the day, but it barely clips the fight and they will lose the Wind Ranger. They need to be careful. Drag in, eBay, throws out the Macropine. 19 team gets way too greedy here. Should be chased down. Phantom's Embrace will not change the outcome either. They'll stun up at least, drag in, and that works against GPK. Gets the toss out. The Ice Pop is there. Ace is trying to juke away from him, but it's not good enough. He's going to be brought down. Inks will stun full up on eBay. Gonna be enough damage on him. The push will come out as well. Disruption to try and save the day. GPK is insanely low and should die in the end, but not before he takes a Jakiro alongside him as Illusion's able to get the kill on Seabay.
Finally, 5 men are starting to find at least kind of counter kills. They are even a little bit. Kill onto the. They're finding something, but the counter kills keep happening.
Misery kind of killed himself there as well.
Yeah, BCC is also very close.
Every coin helps.
Yeah. I mean, there's a big concern for Chessie here, right? Like, you can see he's queued up the same KB. You can understand that's kind of his focus. But speaking of focus, I don't feel like Focus Fire is going to cut it as this game goes on. Like, I look at Unique in this mid-game. How many targets do you have that you need to deal with, right? Like, this is usually the downside to Wind Ranger in the core role, is if it's not a 1 protect 4 type lineup, it gets very scary. And you can see that Unique, like, they have 3 cores that are all capable of kind of carrying those mid-game fights.
Yeah, and not an easy Wind Ranger game by any means. And now we see here standard kind of translate.
It's not your Drow type draft where you have this one thing to protect. Like, if a Chaos Knight needs protecting, something else has gone wrong in your draft. You need to be just an additional force of damage in these fights.
Misery is at least starting to find a few of these kills here. You can see he have some 10 here, starting to make something happen despite having the kind of. They are finding some levels for 5 men here, but just this. All 3 of these core happy, and the PhD is kind of being left behind a little bit here.
I mean, you say the Chaos Knight is farm, and I'm looking at BZZ here, really. Like, this BKB is going to mean he keeps relevance, right? He hasn't gone for that just full utility type Bloodseeker we see so much of. He understands that he can dish out the damage in frontline as well. You're going to try and punish Highlight Dive for doing exactly that. Inkswell, though, will not be able to get the minutes. Chaos Knight gets interrupted by the Remnant. Rupture gets thrown out into Misery. Toss up in the air, but he's too tanky. The mech heals him up enough to get him away.
Yeah, the tomb kind of protect. It kind of makes it.
You know, I don't like saying it, but I'm gonna say it. This is a high-impact Undying game. So, like, Paladai's presence in the fight, you've definitely felt it. It's not like one of those games we see so often where the lane phase finishes. It's like, what does the Undying do?
Yeah, I mean, there has been a lot of brawling, right? Dying, of course.
PPK. Oh, no, the Shack Shot lands. Trying to move an Avalanche. We're now back apart. Ice Pop follow up. Connects to the Chaos Knight. The Phantasm's going to be cast. Chasing in. The Blood Rider zone out the fight. 19 team drags them in. Look at the Shakiro. But he brought in Undying as well. 19 team will die for it, however. An Illusion found on the side is also going to fall. Fight that favors 5 men, but will it for long? Avalanche tossed in. GPK causes some havoc. Brings down 1. Able to find the second though, so they get the kill on a Chessie. A 2-for-2 exchange, but it's not done. BKB forced out BZZ, and it means he's leaving Van Score behind. With that, you might leave your tower behind.
Yeah, Paladai high ground. Top for ace.
You know they're a little bit hesitant because GTK. Speaking of which, he gives them reason. They go straight in. Ruptures on the ace, which means he has to back off completely and leave CB behind. He has got the mech, which allows him to retreat as well. But Illusion, going to be punished for that move there. You want to get the disruption out. Gust as well. Oh no, he procced on the creep. Okay, that's... I mean, it's painful because it was a proc as well, right? So you know it was a guaranteed kill if you get it on the hero instead. Oh no. Alright, we've seen the true power of Undying already. How about Undying DD?
Yeah, I mean the one thing is like you can see Ace is at least kind of catching up now. Not allowed to sit back in fights. I don't think Tyler died.
Ooh, it's very deep this time. Flesh Golem got off though. Blood Ride try and create some space. Damage is already done. GPK is down. The Tombstone favorably placed again. Paladin says thank you for giving me the initiation. Fan School needs to be careful. If he gets hit by that shackle, he's dead. BZZ once again forced to use a BKB in an unfavorable way. Remnant does connect for Misery though, on point on the Fan School. The Soulbind will not change anything about this fight. You can see he wants to rupture, but they kind of encourage it, like go for it. I don't see what your follow-up is if you use that spell.
And I have to commend 5 men on fighting so far. I think they've done a very good job at kind of just in terms of these team fights. I think they're kind of covering one another. So I think Pilot dies so far, but just kind of being that classic tanky frontliner Undying goes off and just doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think the challenge with Undying is you see me sometimes talk about HP as a resource, right? I think Undying is a prime example of this, and it's a very hard line to skirt. But so far this game, he's been sufficiently tanking the damage, which offsets any aggression of his cause without giving over his life like we see so often from Undying.
Yeah, I mean he already early Glimmer got a lot of levels, higher level than. One thing is he's struggling quite a bit. Got the two
Radiant's bottom tower is
quite a ways away, and even if he gets that, I mean he's gonna need a BKB. He's gonna be susceptible, purged and ruptured. At which point the gonna be kind of a difficult.
It feels like he's seen the way that draft functions, and he's kind of admitted, I'm gonna die in these fights. It's just a case of whether I can bring down my target with, like that's
yeah,
kind of
no, for sure. Since that is a good thing, it at least will allow Ace.
They want to deal some damage now with this smoke. Gonna be smoke on smoke though, but Unique, this is trying to regroup quick enough. Paladin will go down. Go in, rather. Flesh Golem comes out. Hasn't thrown down the Tombstone just yet, but now he'll go down. Damage way too much out of Chaos Knight. Rupture on the side on Ace. BCZ chasing him with BKB, but it's a runaway BKB. I feel like we've seen a few of those already. 19 team cooking in the fire, needs to retreat in the meantime. They will force the fire back out of Paladin. Fan Score is brought down, moving on to Ace. It's successful, dead for 50 seconds, and GPK looking to casually run away. Meanwhile, on the side, BCZ does get brought down by Misery. 3 seconds stun out on the Paladin. They want to try and get that die back out, but the heal is big with the creeps nearby. 19 team trying to TP away. Paladin does die to the stick coming up from GPK as he tosses it in, finds the kill. 4 seconds stun in the meantime on Chessie. The 19 team, I don't think he's going to get the kill. He's going to die for it. It's a team wipe as Unique lose all. Well, 5 men did need to buy back, did get that dieback occurrence on the Paladin die. They'll be feeling good about the outcome of that fight.
Regeneration.
Yeah, definitely. High once again coming in. Buyback. They managed to get on top of Ace. Once he gets ruptured, it's when they have their eyes kind of set on him and they have a clear way, kind of easy to focus down this Front Ranger. However, this fight gonna be the complete topping the charts despite dying there. 5 men are definitely, they're finding some footing in this.
This is the awkward part about the way they're fighting, right? Like they're forcing these phantasms out far away from Ace. And credit to the Jakira where credit is due. Even if he doesn't necessarily hit the ice spot, like these macro pies, these AoE slows, they're screwing over the ability to follow up on Ace, right? Like we saw it from BZZ. He ruptures, he BKBs. He runs in, goes, this is a bad idea. Instantly runs away and still dies at the end of his BKB.
Yeah, it can be a little bit tough for this blood draw. I mean, it goes get the blood, the rupture on the draw. It's gonna stay there, but hard to. It's a Manta style Dragonlance now with the cracks, you know.
And then let's not forget the Guardian Greaves as well as Nuxibe.
And the Glimmer. Yeah, Glimmer.
And that's an easy soulbind force. Misery just gets away with it. I think they believe that there was smoke very closely behind the Void Spirit. I'll give it enough credit to how long Misery can buy for reinforcements to arrive.
Yeah, and it's kind of impressive, like highest level in his team. On-stop and down to 0. Caught up very nicely. I think he might be top level in the.
Yeah, that's kind of the power of this hero, right? Whether it's in a support or core role. Like, if you don't want to fight, there aren't many heroes that feel safer to split push than a Void Spirit.
Yeah, and you can also see like, almost up there with it.
Oh, that's rocks you used. You might want to back away quickly here. Tombstone on the high ground to check if anyone's nearby. GPK has to blink away. And they decide to go to Roche. Considering there is no double rupture play available now. I mean, Soulbind still on cooldown for 30 seconds. They've read this
very scary to go for.
We say that. Maybe to jump in from GPK, but they do not have the Soulbind. They do not have the rupture combos. Parlay Die does not have a life though. Easy pick, the wraparound. GPK goes in. Avalanche, Inkswell and Debris. Tosses as well to control him up. BZZ with the BKB. Chesty standing his ground, trying to fight. Has to move away. Doesn't have the focus fire to play with anymore. Shackle shot is good. Connects on a Roche, stopping GPK from pursuing further. They do manage to TP heroes away. The problem is you've just warmed up Roche for the side of Unique.
Yeah, I feel like that was very, very awkward. Start doing that incredibly close. Fight. Have enough damage, and now the 3k advantage they long trying to kind of close it on his back. Finished.
And if you get forced into committing your burst on the first life, he'll instantly Phantasm when he's back up. And that's the worry. I mean, you do have the Ice Path, and it's easy setup for that second life. But the problem is getting through that health pool. It's a free KHP CK. Killing him once is enough of a challenge at this stage. Twice, that being your overreach.
Structures are fortified.
You see, they want to see if someone's going to come and defend this. Nice bar. Decent damage. Tombstone down as well, so 19 will be forced back. They do not want to forfeit this tier 1 tower without some sort of trade. Rupture thrown out on the side. Jesse able to walk it off though. And there's your heals. How do you counter Bloodseeker? Just heal them, lol. And yeah, they'll just deny in the end. They realize the next push will guarantee the kill on the tower. They're happy that there's no opportunity now for Unique to instantly aggress afterwards.
Yeah, they're still doing kind of delaying everything that Unique get more
is under attack.
Which is surprising,
however,
right? Because when we talked about Drow and CK in previous games, right, it feels like these two sides want the opposite, where CK is happy to go Leia and Drows can feel a bit wonky. But 5 men seem to be committed to that later timing.
For enemies.
Yeah, I think they just now on both timing and then Pilot Die.
Yeah, he's finally playing Undying the way it was designed. Glad he stopped that whole, Chad Undying. I mean, I wouldn't want people to get the wrong idea about that hero.
No, I mean, Undying is meant for.
Which is the awkward part about his name, right? Very much a contradiction.
But I mean, it's just like...
It's like Tiny.
So his name is Undying, but there's also Pilot Die. Die, so he has to be dying.
That's true. You could have went with like the easier option, which is look at Tiny. Contradiction.
Right. That is also fair point.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Look at Void Spirit, huh? Spirit suggests it's Ace. The Ace is gone. We don't look at that. That's not appropriate for TV. Whoa. Finish him off. There we go. Don't worry, he made space so Misery could TP away. Which, by the way,
I think they lost the orbital destruction there.
Yes, they did. She's a bit rough. Let's look on the upside though. They have gone Ags on the Void Spirit. So really screws over Team Unique supports at this stage. As long as he doesn't die. Which might be happening. Just a moment. Luckily for him, the Avalanche Toss combo is on cooldown. But that won't stop GPK from hunting. Highlight Die is able to move away though, as the Yours will save the day.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
All the while, 5 men, they understand they can't directly combat this, not without the Drow. They're trying to force a split on the side of Team Unique, and they might do that, but it might cost them. T-Bay needs an out here, and I don't know if he's going to find it, because GPK is going to refuse to use both of his stunts. Mid lane, however, Highlight Die oversteps his mark. He's going to get dragged into his death. And in the bot lane, T-Bay is still making this very awkward for GPK.
Taking some time.
Even BKBs, he's had it up for this crap. It's like, you sir will die. Just die.
Yeah, it did take some time, and in the tower as well. And now they're starting to.
Of course, the Aegis is running out soon, so 5 men. If you're looking on the upside, if you're one of those 5 men fans, you can say that they delayed any big losses after that initial Drow casualty. But you still did lose your Drow in that situation. You still did lose your Drow at a pivotal moment where she's getting close to the BKB, but still doesn't have it.
Yeah, and they're also losing a lot of map control. Kind of bleeding kills and.
And 19 teams damage dish out is going to increase soon as well. He's almost got the MKB completed.
At that point, it's gonna. Barely do it.
Because Splat is also acceptable. Already proven that in about 2 seconds he can kill Jesse in this game. That was several minutes ago with less damage. The difference here is he has more damage. Jesse doesn't really have more health. Not much anyway.
Aegis is, however, gone for this.
Trying to see if they can force the BKB out. Nice path down. Explode, try and make him escape. Disruption to save the day. BCZ has the BKB trying to get rid of the tombstone. He cannot see it. Bloodright try and zone them away so he can retreat. BKB from 19T so he can TP out. BCZ on the side. Can they find him? Ice Pop is going for the kill on the Grimstroke instead. They didn't think they'd be able to find the kill on the Bloodseeker.
Yeah, they spent a smoke for 5 Grimstroke.
In fairness, that is the 10-second BKB from 19T, right? You can kind of equate that value there. Jesse, however, if he goes down, less valuable. Nice shackle shot to save himself, though. The Gust follow-up might kill off Illusion. They're bringing him low quickly, and he's dead. BKB forced out. GPK as well. And with the Spider Legs, he can run away. BCC, however, does not have his BKB for 25. And Misery, keeping that slow going down with the Oof. Tossed in the air. Buys enough time to retreat here. Community's gone down, however, but they do guess wrong with that Astral Step, so he'll be able to get away.
Yeah, it was kind of... trying to find if this rule.
Still got at least a minute, 10 seconds, and that's if Gaben graces you with a quick timer.
I find at least high. Like PC. Level 20 somewhat soon with cast range talent. Likely with the Ag, it's gonna get the multiple charges off her, and together with the Grim. A lot of heroes being rubbed.
He's definitely going to see blood everywhere. And when you think about rupture targets as well, it's pretty easy, right? Like you just want Chessie and Ace.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, any of the cores.
maybe like Sibe is kind of like, he's gonna stand there and throw out spells, so it's like not as paramount. I don't think you're worried about the mobility factor of a Jakiro. It's a free 40 move speed hero.
No, not so much about the. It's more the fact that then he can.
Words have spoken.
Yeah.
And they chose
high level.
me.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Being mobility ace is already realized he's definitely gonna need to finish the Hurricane Pike soon. So that's next on the hit list. I wouldn't be surprised by that.
Double damn it.
Oh.
The Crystalist. Spider legs.
I don't think this is a Amago Murder Roche DD. I think this might be a Amago Murder 5 particular men DD.
Yeah, I mean, Tiny finds it.
Heard the breath of life. This man now has the touch. So
He's always kind of keeping up with farm. Past Sibe. Have your 4.
I feel like in this game, kind of want the voice for that.
It's okay to some extent.
Every coin helps.
Some extent at the cost of potentially a more power would be nice.
Yeah.
No, I think at this point, I think because he is kind of the one.
But it's also a case of like, if we weigh up the argument in a balanced fashion, it's like the Jakiro or the voice spirit.
Yeah, and he actually did go for the Crystalist here. So kind of committing, becoming a core here.
I am damage dealer. Fear me. They actually forced out the Phantasm, so you need to find some impact. Instead, they're being impacted upon Misery. The Sun Sound of Freedom breaks the back line. 19T being brought low to simulate the dodge out GPK's combo. And he baited out the Rupture, so he'll be able to move away. You don't have to Rupture charges. There's no Ags yet.
Fight continues. 5 men here. You haven't really been.
Oh.
Yeah, has used his Phantasm and is quite low already.
You might even try and sneak Roche in the situation. Maybe pick off first. You've seen him smoke. And they realize there is a golden opportunity here. Without Phantasm, CK can't really fight you. On this stage, anyway.
Yeah, unless, of course, Tiny.
Well, they ping them out. They know they're shoving in the mid wave with a smoke. GPK trying to spider legs. That gets clipped by the ice path, though. DD is only threatening if you're able to initiate with it. He doesn't want to use the BKB. The DD is now gone due to the Yules, and they drag him to the low ground, out of position. The ice path follow-up is there from Sibe again. They're just whittling away at him. Moving in. Sans out. But they're able to get him out with the spider legs and the Inkswell as well. 19 not targeting any more full health. They'll actually try to go for him though. Disruption to save the day. Misery moving in though. Cuts across. They find the kill onto the Grimstroke. PCZ forcing the BKB to run away. Rupture being thrown out. Now Macropire and Ice Buff going down. GPK looking to retreat away from this. They do get the kill to Chessie, but the price of 3 heroes, one of them being your Chaos Knight. And you still have not addressed the Drow Ranger.
Firemen are doing out in these fights of just moving in and out. I mean, kind of going in and out and forcing fights to become really awkward for you. Pilot die with the
definitely the MVP so far in this game.
Yeah, I mean both supports. 5 men are both now though. So if they should get this, I think back in it. However,
I don't think you can. I think if you try and contest this, it's going to be more heads rolling. GPK already submit that and went to the bot lane. I mean, this is the power of getting this kind of greedy pos for Voice Spirit as well, right? Like once you get that level 20 talent, you mentioned the ways we've been in and out of these fights. That minus 5.5 Astral Step cooldown time, you are nigh on unstoppable. It feels like unless you can burst him from 100 to 0 rather, then he's just going to constantly frustrate you in this fight. Cooldowns aren't relevant.
Killing it. I mean, Chessie all of a sudden is the position 4 now. Daedalus, he's got the Minotaur horn. Got it. So much item.
I mean, you know,
it's like it's like how you talk about, you know, the you don't want the draw as a solo core. Well, here you have it.
It's not the way we were intending it to happen, they say, but don't worry, we've adjusted accordingly. Chessie, you look at his build. You think about the way your possible win ranges are building right now. The only thing he needs different is Blink Dagger instead of a BKB, and he's there.
5 minutes kind of.
Oh, PCC, he may pay the price for not using that BKB straight away. Glimmer Cave does save his life though. They forced out the repair kit, however. Misery's able to move away. I just don't. I feel like you're just being forced to rupture the worst target possible every time here. I mean, at least you have Axe, though.
He actually hasn't. Now he actually cast range talent, so now it's gonna be easy. But yeah, I mean, it's not really getting easier. It's gonna be now Magic Lamp too. Potentially, you'd pass over the. Chessie is definitely a target to switch.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
I mean, Seabay's trying to be this pseudo frontliner, right? Like, if you look at this team fight and the way they do it each time, Seabay, Palai die, that's your front line. Misery attacks their back line, and then you just need to hold so the Ace can just whittle away at them. Chessie is that wild card.
Very kind of wrap around here.
I mean, they'll find a DD.
Double damage now.
Yeah, but your base
though.
Yeah, and repair kit has a cooldown now, so you're definitely losing that tower. Misery just moves in confidence because there's no real way to threaten him.
Rupture what?
I mean, he's got one more charge. Soulbind. There's the second one. How are you going to make this round move though? Seabay, a bit more realistic, but if he gets the cheese off, which he will, he's able to just back away. A lot of damage done. Ace being brought down as well. Aegis has been taken away from them, and now you do not have the ice path to protect him on the back up. And Ace, BKB, force out GPKs. 19 team, hit on 2, doesn't have his BKB anymore. Misery needs to back away from this. Did use the Minotaur Horn, is able to escape. They need to be careful. If 19 team overcommits, he might go down. Trying to move away, disruption to save the day. Ace doesn't sidestep the silence though, but the BKB from Chessie to chase down 19 team's gonna bring him low and kill him off. But GPK, no magic moving down, needs to escape, but he can't. Will also die off. Misery once again says, bro, what are these ruptures? What is your problem? What did a voice spirit do to you in a pub game? Did he build a Daedalus to the possible roll and cause all kinds of issues on the map? I think he did.
Fight recap.
He's doing a lot.
Doing a lot of work.
It's like the pass through the bash shots, like pos 5, now pos 4 is turning. X12 to the buyback. They do get the kill on Ace. They find it on the Palai die as well. Misery will look to just walk away. They throw out the purge, the rupture as well. They really hate this guy. I don't know if you got him though. Oh, they'll just go for the TP away, and they actually throw out the avalanche toss, so it works. This boy's styling.
Definitely styling at this point. They do get this buyback on the tiny, and they might a little bit there. They did. In the end, they got the rack. Gonna have some more ability and kind of find these targets once the.
And then at the same time, Misery, even more damage because he did take the actual step trip. We kind of knew that was coming
also
with the Daedalus.
doing up the secondary did.
I see what's happened here. Misery's like, yo, what does this hero do? Oh, it's a spirit. Like Ember Spirit from like 2016? That must be it. Just build Daedaluses. How long before Rapier? I mean, I guess.
Going, you know.
I mean, I guess if they can't heal you, right? Like, why do you need any... Okay, he's changed it now. He's like, no, that's a little bit overkill. I'll just go for a Lois. That way I can rupture BZZ in return.
Yeah, he's kind of just tired of all these rupture. Like, you're gonna rupture me.
Speaking of tanking up, T-Bay, you can see he's going for the Shiva's Guard as well. So they're just trying to create this annoying situation where Unique can't burst them. Because the way these fights are going is Unique, they need a kill in like the first 5 seconds of these fights. They can't afford to get dragged into these long bouts.
I mean, they need to find a draw ranger and get on top of her.
Yeah, good luck.
It's not gonna be... It's not that easy. The way you can kind of try to approach... Okay, he goes in off, kind of... Not on the screen. Silver Edge is in and... You can bring the illusion quite far with it.
I shall reconsider your worth.
Meanwhile, by the way, that theme of surviving, have a look at Pylai Dice and execute item. This guy's got dreams, okay?
I mean, a boy can dream, right?
I mean, isn't that far off? You know, before you know it, you'll have level 25, you'll have to reincarnate. You don't have to worry about buyback, just buy it.
Pylai Die knows different.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You say that.
He decided to queue up.
He's kind of going through the motions. Like, what does the team really need? I mean, I like doing damage, but should probably try and help the survivability of some of these other members here.
What does a hero?
Gold. Lots of gold. Gold. Lots of gold. Shopkeeper didn't want you to know
That's
that
weird.
because then you would spend your gold.
Double damage.
Oh. I mean, they rushed towards this too quickly though. Misery? Sees it. Oh, he's like, no, you freaking don't. That belongs to Chelsea.
Bottom tower is under attack.
All the small things just adding up. Now you got a DD Wind Ranger, that MKB with the Lincolns. Not really easy to stop him from getting in and doing what he needs to. Just killing any of these.
No, at this point he's finally kind of able. And BKB. Of course he can still kind of die to CK if the Lincolns broke, but I think he might actually survive. Might survive.
It's a sustain. Yeah, because like you drag in, right? CB sees that. If he hasn't used the ice path, that's a save that's available to you. It's not the easiest kill to find, as we've seen time and time again in fights.
Once Ace gets to this axe, that's when
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And it's up.
There's gonna be the axe on timing.
But they're fighting at the base. Well, let's see if Tony Montana can do the work to kill the trees. Problem is, once you waste them here, you don't get anything, they might just come back for more. TV is just ridiculously tanky. But that was a multi. Shackle shot. Lands on the 2. Remnant to control him up. They force GBK to go in, and this will work against him. Chessie with the DD chasing in. Lincoln does get popped. Rupture everything out of him to try and kill him off. But he will just try and TB away, which will not be successful as 19 Team drags him in. They repel the forces of 5 men. And all of a sudden, everyone is retreating.
And now you can see there the Aghanims on quite the danger. Main target for 5 men in these. Axe ult. Kind of the cast range. Both the other end. Talent. Obviously got.
First moment if you're 5 men, you don't even have control of the outpost, so it's not easy to get in if you were to buy back right now. But look at this, they want more. Pylai die. And he might be baiting them here. They need to be very careful not to get baited hard onto the Undying kill. They do see Ace, they go in, Avalanche, on to 4 right now. The Ravage effect coming in. Will allow them to get rid of the Undying straight away. Hex on the side, on to Misery. They don't want to commit too hard onto him though, but the follow-up is good enough, he's down. Buyback comes out from the Undying, but for what? You've already lost too many heroes here. You might lose more. Z-Bay steps up, Avalanche from the low ground. They don't want to go in though. Jules trying to spell off by some time. Macrophire being thrown down as he feels like he's not long for this world. And the Phantasm moves chasing in. They do see Ace. BKB's running. They need to be careful on the chaos side. The ice part through. Connects onto him. And Ace trying to get rid of the killing time to be able to do so. Forced up. Chasing onto him. BCC trying to turn and fight with Storm to heal him up. The Hex is going to come out. We'll be able to bring him down with these GPK. C-Bay still on the high ground. Throwing out these ice paths. Reinforcements are coming. Chessie's back in this. Buyback out from Ace. They see the opportunity to end this game right now. GPK is dead and gone. 125 seconds on the sideline. BCC, second thing's throwing out the Rupture. Just needs to run away. He can't afford to go down here. If they have any chance of maybe coming back into this, they need to buy time because there is no buyback on that Tiny for another minute. And in that time, you might just give over the roast. That's the real problem here, though.
Should just be 5 men here, and this should be an Axe for. I think you just give it over to him.
Yep.
Does have the Staff of Wizard. Give him the Aegis.
I mean, that's the painful part, right? Like, for pressure, you might have felt a little bit more happy about. Actually, instead, they're going to give it over to Chessie. All right. Chessie's like, me like go fast. Ace is like, okay, I bought Staff of Wizardry. I'm a carry. I don't waste my gold.
I mean, do you just give it to Pi? Pi, you know.
No, they give it to Chessie.
I know, I'm just saying.
Nah,
would have been.
I mean, I'd say you carry them early. Misery's been taken over now. Misery's already got an axe. Vivo gets hit out by the Purge. Kind of weird feeling putting those two spells together, considering what wants him to move quicker. And he'll just stand there like a friendly neighborhood dragon, watching over. His fan score is going to be brought down low, but not killed off. But McCabe does get him out, and the ice path doesn't connect. But Ace doesn't care, just keeps whittling away at these builds. Misery moves in. Remnant's going to come out onto the Shadow Demon, bring him low, and that Dispel's going to do nothing for him. He's dead. Buyback comes down. BTS has to use a rupture BKB. Meanwhile, they're chasing and look for the kill, and Misery will be able to find it. Hex out into because of the soul bind. eBay, not really the primary target you want to go for. Macropass, they'll be able to retreat. And 19 team drags himself into it. The BKB gets activated to try and run away. Yules will dodge out the damage. T-Bay trying to move away, but can't. The Blood Right kills him off. Ace is still alive, though. Still hasn't given over that Aegis. They say, we're done here, lads. Let's get out. TP out successfully. There's no stopping that move away as 19T's not able to dish the damage.
Invisibility.
Sides up here. 5 men in incredibly back and forth. Yeah, I mean, like we've seen.
Oh, we're seeing what we usually see in our pub games against Windridge here. It's casual solo pickoff and the runaway with the wind run because he got the level 25 invincibility.
Yeah, he's sitting at 5k gold.
Makes sense, right? Because now you have the easy way in. You got the wind run with the invis. If you see someone split pushing, you just arrive early, you kill them. Which means if you're unique, you kind of get forced to move around this map as 5 a lot of the time now.
Yeah, and look at Ace. He's actually for backpack his axe right now. Kind of out of. Kind of needs all of it. So potentially he Aghanim's does have this Lincoln up, but he doesn't.
You've got 2 more minutes having that Aegis, and then you're free to do what you want. I think you look at it, you go, maybe if I just switch out the treads, and then you think about how slow you are in this game, like.
Bloodseeker is still dead for seconds, so I try to force it back. Fight though is a little bit scary. I mean, should they be able to kill 8? 4 minutes.
Very dangerous. While I die, commits the tombstone early though. And if he goes down, of course, the tombstone on death talent. Disruption moving in. Misery will just back away though. He's just giving vision at the moment, forcing out the BKB so early from GPK. He says, I need relevance. Pro trees right now. But now you're just gonna have to back up far. You need someone else to now initiate for you. Might be a tall order here. Ace will just keep whittling away.
Very dainty way. They have to be very careful. They all tossed in. Four or 5 men.
Tall order. He's running out of trees to throw at them though. I got one more volley here, guys. Then I have to back up further. He doesn't need to get all the creeps. Blood right. Oh, yeah. Chapter shot connects on both the supports. They're trying to follow up, but GPK forced to initiate. They're moving. Misery keeping the supports busy and forcing them away, which means GPK is going to be hung and dried. As he will die. Dead for 100 seconds. Misery is extremely low, will be brought down, but they're going to lose another hero as fan score falls. On the side of Rupture, trying to deal with Chessie. He's able to retreat out of the base. Paladin gets dragged in. 19 teams. BKB running out soon. Needs to retreat away. BKB from BCC's running out as well. So Yu's going to be there. Ice follow up as well. They'll be able to bring down the Blood Sink. Might even find Illusion on the side as he's not quick enough to move away. He pops the Linkers, but that's all he's going to do. Disruption to try and save himself. But Paladin chasing him with the Soul Grip will be able to find the kill. BKB from Chessie to run this off. He's going to be able to move away, but Rupture means he has to TP out and he'll be able to do so. Clean cut, not giving over his life. He gets to be taken away. Mace though, the timing on this forced up to get him away from this teammate, trying to turn them away and save the day. The type from the side of 5 men's going to be enough. And Ace, with that 5-second start, they just can't do anything with a 19 team. I think he might go down here.
Pilot dies.
Oh, way too much. And Pilot died. Pilot carry. Like, get out of my face. This is my core. I decide when Ace dies, not you. And even the core Ace are trying to protect their base because they know what Ace is going to do now. Ice Buff comes down to 19 team. Got Phantasm coming off cooldown, but it won't matter. It's irrelevant. He's dead. He has to buy back here.
Pi with the reincarnation talent.
Tombstone, baby. Let's go. One.
It's gonna be another tombstone. And if he dies now, there's gonna be
another one.
and another one.
And another one. And another one. And how do you deal with him? Especially if he splits them up. Highlight Die will give his life to Sorbide. Now that he's dead, that does free Chessie to move away. And these 5-second stuns, I've never seen them feel so irrelevant. Jackal shot doesn't connect. Chessie does get dragged in, but the GG's there. They already take down the pros. 5 men, despite what may have looked like a shaky game, come back to take a 2-0 victory.
That was I mean, a very impressive play of can do by being a disadvantage early on in the game, struggling so hard in all